straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever. 4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. A Friday doubleheader under the lights, the Xfinity Championship on Saturday, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harman Solar today. Harman Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harman Solar for a free estimate, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Listen to Jim Rome and the Jungle, weekday mid-mornings on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, live from the Harman Solar Studios.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose, surprisingly, in the control room, and got Ralph from Harman Solar with us. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Boy, I don't think anybody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming but the following people. And listen, we've got hundreds of people in our NFL Fan Pick'em contest. And listen, only 13 people actually picked the Bears to win last night. And a lot of them are just Bear fans. Like Bob Schwersky is in there. And, I guess I could tell you Niner 1680. That guy is working it. That guy is trying to win this thing. Locomotive, Rough Rob, Mile High Guy, Pet Lop. I have no idea what the hell that means. Cool Jack, Average Joe, Shooter McGavin, Niner Gang, Swave Dave, Arizona Viking, and that is it. Nobody else saw this coming. Did not expect this.
13 people that are bad at handicapping picked them. That's great.
So, yeah. But Ralph, I heard you say on the air yesterday you were thinking about picking the Bears. I mean, when we were doing our picks.
Did he?
Yeah, he was like, I kind of have a feeling that maybe the Bears will pull this one. This will be their first win.
Well, the feeling would probably come from the fact that, after they've lost so many damn games, they're due, and it's going to be a Cardinals beating the Cowboys kind of thing. And, I remember looking at the sheet kind of feeling an inkling too, but I don't remember Ralph saying
I don't
that.
remember saying that either. I was talking about the Dallas game against the Niners, but I don't remember. I would love to take credit for that, but I don't remember it.
Well, Ralph said it, and then you said it too, Jeffrey. You're like, I wonder if there's going to be extra motivation tonight.
Well, yeah, the Dick Butkus
Yeah, we
thing.
did talk about that. Yeah.
But I don't think anybody on that field is old enough to know who the hell we were talking about.
Please, child, please.
I mean, child, nothing. Look at those kids out there.
I mean, everybody knows he's a legend.
It's like he strapped it up and he was out there anyway. So what difference? Did it make?
At least the Commanders had nice uniforms, Keon. So that,
Yeah, they're very nice.
They
those
are
are
very
sharp.
nice uniforms.
Those are actually really sharp.
Very sharp uniforms, which
They
is
look good
which
when
is
you lose.
really good to just get murdered to death on national television.
But they look good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Donnie says, "Pound the Commanders," said Keon.
And the Bears did it. The Bears agreed.
Swazman says, "Hey Jeffrey, I noticed in Fantasy League number 2, Keon benched DJ Moore. Looks like Keon's not going to be a threat in that league.
Oh,
Did you
no.
really?
Yeah,
you?
it was a
That's
DJ.
fair-
It was a DJ Moore, Jahan Dotson kind of thing, and I was like, who's going to have the bigger game? And I thought Jahan Dotson was going to have the bigger game.
Which makes
so
sense.
bad for you.
Yeah,
that
I
makes
mean
sense.
that's the thing. Like there was logic behind it. It just
And that's the other
Yeah.
thing where Rosalie had said that taking the Washington defense wasn't a bad idea. I took the Washington defense before she even said that. It was a good idea. Who knew what was going to happen last night? Let me remind you. 13 people out of hundreds and hundreds of people on our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. Only 13. So it's not something you should beat yourself up for. The DJ
No.
Moore thing,
No.
I think she told you to play him. I think might have.
she did, but
Yeah.
I made my own call.
He
You're
shouldn't beat
your own
himself
man.
up, but you created a whole text chat with him and me and Randy.
What, me?
Wasn't it you?
I don't think so. I think it was Keon.
I think it was.
Why would it be me? Why would I see that ass kicking coming down the pike and start that for myself? Why the hell would I do that?
From the text chat last night, I'd like to report a crime.
That might have been me.
Randy, we're going to need you to come in tomorrow after this. Keon Soul just left his body.
Yeah, I kind of remember that one. Yeah.
I did say that. Yeah.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
No, the first one was Howell looks like every third guy in a criminal lineup.
No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like anytime there's an armored car robbery, they pull him in. He's number 3 in the lineup.
Yep.
Well, it was with that. I mean, he's got some like 8 o'clock shadow. But listen, from the very first play, you're watching this going, oh, this can't last. I'm like, wow, look at this. They look competent. The Bears look competent. What is happening here? And then they continue to look competent the entire game. The Bears just went off. I mean, you guys put a little lipstick on it, made it look a little bit better in the second half, but 40-20, you got blown the bleep out, man.
Well, and something else, the Bears got quite lucky in a handful of those receptions. I mean, that one that he threw to what's his name, Moore?
DJ Moore?
It just, I mean, it was there was like less than half an inch between the defender's hand and it being blocked or being a reception. And that's what happened. I mean, there was a few of those that I noticed last night.
Sometimes everything goes your way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're the Commanders. And, so listen, let me give you a little insight here. Chicago hadn't won since October 24th of 2022.
Wow. They
haven't scored 40 or more points since December 27th, 2020, when they beat Jacksonville by 41. This was.
Do you know how many teams have won at least one game since the last time the Bears won?
They've lost 13 in a row, right?
Literally
14.
every team in professional sports has won at least one game since the last time the Bears won a game.
You knew
football.
You knew hockey, baseball, basketball. It doesn't matter. Everyone has managed to win at least a game.
You You knew that
Pickleball.
you knew that the Bears were going to win a game. You just hated to see it happen to you.
But Keanu, I have a question though.
Mhm.
A serious question. What's going on with your defense this year? Because they're better than they're
Ralph,
playing.
come on, that's just they don't have.
No, it's
It's
a great
no.
defense.
The thing is, they've paid for it. They've spent money on it, and it's been in previous years. It's looked better than this. And honestly, the adjustments are slow. The coaching has been bad. I'm actually stunned that I woke up this morning and Jack Del Rio still had a job. Like, I'm actually stunned. There's nothing that you can say. They were trying to rush for and do the thing that they always do against everybody, and it works a lot of the time. It wasn't working last night, and it took this man one half of football to realize, you know what, maybe I should bring one extra guy. And then it did start working right away.
They'll fire him on Monday. They're not going to fire him over the weekend because they all have plans. So
Look, it's a Thursday night game. You got a long off week. Get him out of the building. Get him out of the building
I
today.
mean, I'd like to know what Ron Rivera has planned for next season, because he sure as hell isn't going to be the head coach of the Washington.
Cruise
Commanders.
around the world, I hope.
I mean,
maybe
you
get
would
his eyes
imagine-
fixed.
he
Maybe
can
he'll get
be-
his eyes LASIK.
He can coach for another team. He can be a coordinator. He can be a linebackers coach. He can be on a cruise somewhere going to, I don't know, Egypt. I don't care. He just can't be the head coach of this football team.
You think he's like, if he has contact lenses, that like his contact lenses have that same gradient, Ron Rivera, that when he kind of looks at you through them, just kind of, I don't know does he have
wonder.
light sensitivity? What is up with the sunglasses at night there? He's like half a Corey Hart right in front of you.
Well, no,
I mean,
it's
that's probably the problem with your team right now.
I don't think so.
I think it
I think the problem
He's
with
got his
I
Oh,
think
what
the
is the problem with your team?
I think the problem with the team is that I don't know. We have a defensive-minded head coach and the defensive coordinator that used to be a head coach, and somehow the defense couldn't stop you, me,
I like Jack Del Rio.
Randy, and Ralph, and like 6 of our closest friends. Like, what?
Pretty sure they could stop me.
I disagree.
I think it's time to change the name. I think that's the problem.
That's just
Knock it off.
it's
the
just
name.
It's
look,
not the name.
if
It's
I have
just the
to,
name. It
I
is.
could list on one hand all the things I liked from what I saw last night. Sam Howell. End of list. So we just nothing.
Well, wait a minute.
I was-
you like Sam Howell, but he was falling down to the turf on the goal
Okay.
line and threw an oopsie. Here you go.
That
Pass
meant
up to
nothing.
nobody.
It was a
They
2-point
hit him.
conversion.
Oh my God.
Didn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, look,
What is he doing?
Let me tell you what he's doing. Let me
he's
give you
being
this
a-
stat line here.
Okay.
He had 37 of 51 passes for 388 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yes, that interception, but that was not a real interception. Once they tackled him, it was just like during an extra point. It was during the 2-point conversion. I don't think that counted towards it, but yeah, I mean, he did it okay as a quarterback, especially for somebody who just took 5 sacks in the game. And they say he's on pace to be sacked 99 times this season. So the problem with the Commandos isn't just the defense, just sort of like, I don't know that though. It's also, you don't have a whole lot of an offensive line, Keon.
No, it's bad. And it's been bad since Ron Rivera got there. And every single person that he tries to bring in and say, no, I finally found it. This is the solution to our problems. It never works. Now let's bring in a Charles Leno at left tackle. Bears fans tried to warn me that Charles Leno wasn't a left tackle. He was a welcome mat. And I guess we found that out last night. Andrew Wiley is still on that field getting beaten at right tackle. I don't know what to make of this entire offensive line, but it's real bad. Running game, real bad. Brian Robinson's usually better than that. Guess not that
Everybody
night.
on
It
that
was just
team is usually
everything.
better.
Everything just was absolutely flat, which is why I was more mad than anything else, because they were unprepared. That's what it looked like. I watched a team play one team. The Bears looked prepared to play football. Looked like the Bears were like realized their situation. We're 0-4. We can't afford to lose a game. They were in wounded animal mode. Meanwhile, the Commanders thought they were going to show up and just win a game because they were playing the Bears. And that's not how it works in the NFL. It just doesn't work that way.
Hello,
You can't be that unprepared to play football. You just can't. And that's insulting because you sold out the stadium to the fans. The whole thing that they've been crying about. We want more fan support. We want more fan support. Well, they changed owners and the fans are back. 3rd straight sellout in that building. 3rd straight dud in that building. Can't be that unprepared to play football.
Obviously, it was a dud because even Magic Johnson got into the thing here. I mean,
He says, I haven't been this upset since I've got AIDS. Listen, you Commanders,
Wow.
you had better shape up. Yeah, he's. I don't think you should have said anything. To be honest, that was probably not great of him. Usually, if the owner, you wait a while, then you say, "Well, we're hopeful, but we're a little bit."
Yeah, but Magic Johnson is
Magic Johnson did no diplomacy on this.
At
and
least
now
Magic Johnson is Magic Johnson and will therefore say the most obvious thing that we are all thinking. So it's not like he didn't say anything that everybody can't agree with. I mean, they were unprepared.
Magic's won championships. He's played at a high level. He was, he was an athlete, and I think he can speak to these guys. And I think he said it like it needed to be said: uninspired, lack of passion. And I think by Terry McLaurin retweet or responding to the tweet saying it sounds about right.
Yeah, and listen, this is nothing that can't be solved with the same thing that solved Magic Johnson's AIDS problem. Money. I'm sure they can go out and pay some guys to come in here and make this defense better. You've got a lot of cap space, don't you?
We will after we don't re-sign Chase Young. Yeah, because what the hell was that? No, we've got a ton of cap space, but there's going to be a need for Josh Harris to step in and put an end to this entire Ron Rivera gets to be the GM situation. That's not working. It's simply not working because he's been 500 every year since he's been the head coach. And quite frankly, if you take the 15-1 Super Bowl Carolina year from him, he's been 500 most of his career there too. So Commander mediocrity is going to lead us into the great sea of not making the playoffs again.
Montez Sweat says everybody's just not doing their jobs. That was what they said. He says, we just have to play as one. We definitely got to get back in the lab, see what's going on. Everybody's got to look in the mirror. Is that what the mirrors are in the lab?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
next to the Bunsen.
Now we're just mixing metaphors. It's not even.
Is this the same lab where the medicine is made for Magic Johnson? I'm just asking.
Wow.
It is. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. All right. So you guys started 2-0, and now you're 2-2, right? Wait, no, you're 2-3.
2-3.
Right?
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Keon. Sorry. Hey, but
and look, it's not like I expected great things this season, but man, I thought the team would have at least played with some passion out there, played with, a team that understands what's going to happen after this season if they don't win. I thought the coaches would have had them better prepared for this, knowing what's going to happen at the end of this season if they don't win. Didn't have that. It's an embarrassing thing to put out there, especially for a fan base like this that could not wait to come back.
Different
a
name,
team
different helmet.
Enough with the name.
I'm just telling you, they play better.
They're never going to call them the Redskins.
Don't say that word. You can't say that word.
Ralph, they played better with a different name 20 years ago. They were using the old name and sucking the entire time too. I know. I was watching.
You know what they should call the team then if they do that? How about they should call them the Washington Cracker Whackers. That's what they ought to be. And that way, give the other side a turn.
I understand that.
I don't know. I just made it up.
I mean, I don't know. Call them whatever.
Whackers.
I don't know.
Whackers. Is that what you?
Not that kind of whacking.
Well,
I say it's a bunch of white guys pulling their junk. I mean,
sounds like to me.
Ron Rivera can't be the head coach at the end of the season.
Not if they're the Cracker Whackers.
He can't be the head coach the next 2 weeks.
Or any version of the team. I don't care what you call them.
Wow, you've been sticking up for Ron Rivera till just today.
Actually, until he failed to go for 2 and stick a dagger in the Eagles last week. I was done last week.
You were gonna kind of let that slide.
No, I tweeted specifically. I am done last week, and I because it's not just the one thing. It's just this is the Ron Rivera that we know. I have ridden on the roller coaster that is the Ron Rivera experience, and I've seen this nonsense. You're just not even ready to play on Thursday Night Football on a short week after you go for 2 and go into overtime, giving yourself an extra quarter of football on a short week. And let's not forget the time that he threw his offensive coordinator brand new under the bus this offseason or last season when they tied the Giants, got eliminated from the playoffs, and he wasn't aware that a tie could do that to him. This is just the stuff that he says is insane. His attention to detail. I will forever be grateful to the man.
He had cancer
for 3 years ago.
Wow.
You cannot keep riding that. He beat it and good for him.
Well,
and I will always be grateful to Ron Rivera for getting the team from out of
this is why the crime level is so high in DC.
The basement to
Keon is as angry as Ron Rivera always looks.
Yeah, wish Ron Rivera was as angry as Ron Rivera always looked.
It's just like that angry teacher.
He sure does, but he's not. He's just not the guy. I mean, I can just give a laundry list of things Ron Rivera's done that just doesn't make any sense that you can defend one at a time. But when you put the whole thing together, it's a problem.
Yeah, you should have not put them all together.
Well, you have to because he's been the coach for 4 years. Like if you
Sam Fox Mulder, you put it all together and it's on the
Keon,
board.
Good news for you, Keon. The Capitals won their preseason game last night, 4-2.
I saw that. That didn't do anything.
The Wizards they open up a Thursday, October 12th, 4 p.m. game against the Hornets.
Now,
So
if
that's
Texas,
probably
if
going
Texas,
to be a win right there.
if Texas loses Red River, might need that welfare check. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to survive both of those.
I think you're good.
It's a one. It's a one or the other kind of deal. I can't do both.
Yeah.
That's too much for one weekend.
Might as well move on to something more productive.
This,
Like
just don't.
I've got
don't put
about
a bowl
an
of soup near
hour's
me today.
worth of last night's game to talk
Wizards,
about. So
Wizards
yeah.
basketball.
Noise one says, "Poor Del Rio, don't lay Jack off." That's very nice of him to say that.
I knew it was going to happen.
He also says, "Pretty ballsy performance by Howell, sacked 5 times. That's nuts."
Which is actually not that much when you consider that from the 8-minute point in the second quarter, it was 55 straight drop back passes.
And he
They
also
were like, yeah, we're not
says
running today.
the Commanders got caught with their hands in their pants.
Something like that.
Or pants down, either way,
Yeah,
right?
whichever analogy
time in
works.
the second quarter, and they just should start chucking the ball.
Well, no, it's just like the running game wasn't doing anything. You're desperate, so you're just.
Right.
But the thing is,
Kind of what I mean.
that's to me the strength of this team is putting the ball in the air. Why the hell didn't they start that way? Whatever.
Blissful Hayes says the Washington Foreskins made the Chicago Bears look like Super Bowl contenders. How embarrassing for them!
Right after the Broncos did it. It's just,
there's a
you know.
lot of texts here, so this ain't over yet. But we do need to take a break.
Yeah.
So it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks will take on the LA Dodgers, game 1 of the divisional series. Clayton Kershaw getting the start for the Dodgers, who went 8-5 against Arizona this season. Merrill Kelly will counter for the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers minus a 1.5 plus 105 on the run line. Arizona plus the 1.5 minus 126. On the money line, Arizona plus 164. The Dodgers minus 196. The over-under at Dodger Stadium Saturday will be 8. It is a best-of-5 series. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The U.S. dollar is under attack, and it's becoming less and less valuable by the day. Hyperinflation and speculation is killing your retirement. Don't leave your money sitting in cash. It's time you diversified and protected your future with physical precious metals. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 and get your free digital dollar survival kit and learn how you could get up to $1,000 in free silver today. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 to get your free digital dollar survival kit, and you may qualify for $1,000 in free silver. Advantage Gold is the #1 rated gold and silver company in America. Your future is precious. Protect it today when you call Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
That's 800-900-8000.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of Sun Devil legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
There's a reason why conventional healthcare is referred to as practicing medicine. Hi, this is Dr. Hannah Lindsay. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. I regularly see patients with a variety of acute and chronic health conditions, including many autoimmune and rheumatological diseases. We can restore pain-free joint function and balance immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and overall well-being. We emphasize natural and holistic interventions with lifestyle changes and take advantage of the full palette of care options from traditional remedies to modern science. We collaborate with experts in a wide range of health disciplines, including physical therapists and specialist physicians, referring patients as needed to ensure the most effective care possible. So how about a second opinion on your health? You might just end up feeling like yourself again. Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Are you ready for the NFL season? Are you ready to win $1,580 in cold hard cash? Sign up today for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Get over to 1580thefanatic.com and sign up today. Someone needs to win this $1,580 first prize. Why not you? Finish in second place. Cha-ching! You win $500. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And yeah, Mr. Pringle, you're right. Keon did get pretty close to squeaking right there. He's mad. You can't blame him for being mad.
No, you really can't. Squeak.
Look, if they showed up to that game,
he's still going,
and they played like they cared. Yeah, I'd still be sad about it, but I wouldn't be mad.
It's just one of those games, man. Every team ends up having one of those games, and yeah, well, there's yours. Just the worst possible timing that you could possibly have. One, you're on a national stage. Two, you had Al Michaels talking during it. Three, I don't know. That's pretty much all I got. Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Heavy Metal Maniac says, hello, everybody. Happy Friday, except for you, Ralph. Just remind everybody, Guns N' Roses concert has been postponed due to the Diamondbacks playoff game. For some reason, they decided to schedule that, and I didn't think the time after going to the playoffs, hate to be determined and go Diamondbacks. Okay, half your text, I have no idea what you just said. But yes, it is true. The Guns N' Roses concert has been rescheduled. So all 8 people who were going to go to this are going to have to make other plans.
You know, Jeffrey,
what?
Speaking of Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
I may or may not have in my possession
a
couple of new hot singles.
Oh, that's right.
A couple of new hot singles, hot off the press.
So you can't
going to
play one of them.
Bullet.
You can't play one of them. You can't play one of them yet. Not until it happens.
Well, I understand that. I mean, technically, I could.
How?
Because it did happen.
Yeah, but we got to wait.
Well, we could.
Don't jinx it with it.
We could play the other one.
You could play the new smash hit from Fish Tank. Yes.
Yeah. No. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Turn it up, everybody.
Worldwide unveiling from Fish Tank.
Burn in hell, Dodgers! Burn in hell, Dodgers!
Ralph, I hate you.
Wow, that's aggressive. That's
wow.
Wow.
I didn't expect that.
Man, that's a toe tapper right there.
Dang.
That is, I don't know. The hate was very strong on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't play the other one until it happens, Randy.
No, okay. So we'll hold that one under wraps.
Yes.
Damn, Fish Tank. What's the problem?
I mean,
that one felt more personal than the other ones.
A little bit.
Straight out flamethrower, right there.
Did you say some stuff about the Dolphins?
He's probably upset about me trashing his weak Dolphins yesterday.
Okay, that'll do it.
And hold on. Fish Tank's also a Braves fan, so I would just.
Is he a Braves fan?
Yeah, so I'm just saying, don't go too far in on him because if the Braves come out on top, well, you know.
Well, there's another thing. Fish Tank should be in a good mood because they just got a hot wide receiver by the name of Chase Claypool. Bears traded Claypool to the Dolphins yesterday. So
wow, who they get in return?
A 6th round pick for 2025 and a wait,
7th rounder, I think.
No, Dolphins gave up the 2025, but the Bears had to give them Claypool and a 2025 7th round pick. Wouldn't that hurt your feelings? You know,
how good Claypool is.
You're the guy getting traded, and you're like, oh, it just doesn't
he's-
feel good to get traded for crap.
He's lazy.
Yeah,
and it's
Like,
and
perfect
it's
there.
and it's
Is he
everything.
Oh yeah, because the Dolphins receivers seem so lazy, Ralph.
Is he lazy or is he
suck.
not motivated?
I-
That's my question.
I don't know which of the two it is, but I mean, this goes back to when he was in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. They were relying on him to do, all kinds of great things based on what he had done, as a Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and he's always been kind of a sloppy route runner, and so when he runs his routes, he's not where he's supposed to be when the quarterback throws the ball. Steelers had about enough, and the Bears took a gamble on the talent of Chase Claypool. But again, if you're going to run routes that way, especially with someone like Justin Fields, who's already struggling, that you're not helping anything. And this offense, I mean, and I know it's probably the coincidence of you've played the very bad Broncos defense followed by a very bad Commanders defense, but they've put up a lot of points since Chase Claypool hasn't been out on the field. And, there's something there.
I don't know if the Bears are going to continue to play at this sort of a rate. Probably not. But Justin Fields at least showed he looks competent out there, man. He didn't throw any interceptions or nothing. So
what if they turn it around because of last night and they run the damn table?
That's not going to happen.
Well, I mean,
they're not going to run the table, but they may have just set their ship right.
Yeah,
Bob Swirsky would be drunk for about a month.
There's as much chance of that happening as the Diamondbacks beating the Dodgers.
Oh, so you're saying it's a good chance then?
I'm saying there's no chance in hell.
We're going to talk about the matchup between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks here soon enough. Yeah, don't be a dick about it. Come on,
I gotta
man.
I just got personally attacked. I'm in dick mode.
There's going to be, but not by Diamondback fans.
That's true.
That was
I thought you were bitchy.
No, I'm not. I'm still bitchy about you beating me in fantasy. Yeah, when you beat me in fantasy by 0.8 of a point, it makes me bitchy.
And I guess that also makes him your bitch, Randy.
I hope the Dolphins. Yeah, I hope the Dolphins lose every game.
Okay, let's go back to the text line here.
To attack a sucker.
You wish you had any of those guys in your fantasy.
I don't want
team.
any to attack a sucker or
any
of those guys. They're all garbage.
Oh yes, they're
with those pansy uniforms. Looks like some girl made them.
Actually,
turquoise. Who wears turquoise?
My wife was originally, as a child, a Dolphins fan because of the colors.
Because of the colors. Because they're girls' colors, and they have girls wearing them.
Should I play the song again? Is that what he's asking?
I don't think he's asking for that. No.
I think he is.
I think we'll probably have to play it once an hour.
Once an hour.
Remember,
every 10 minutes.
That was the rotation, though. The Hots. Remember the Hots would be played like once at mediums every 3 hours, and that kind of thing.
Tell them to find some new rhythm. Jeez.
Cowboy Sparky says, "Wow, that Thursday night game. Well, that got out of hand quick, didn't it? Sure did, pal." Badfish says the Dick Butkus News must have put some fire under their ass. I still don't think a lot of them knew who he was.
Well, they have to, because they've got his pictures up everywhere in that building,
and they're black and white. So according to them, that happened in like the 1800s.
Well, it wouldn't be black and white, but also he's been to the games. He was there for their home game this year
last week or something. I thought I saw him last week.
Yeah, he was at when they played the Packers for the home opener. I think he was there for that.
Beyond being 80, what did he die of?
He died peacefully in his sleep.
His chute didn't open. That's what he died of. Donnie says, I picked up the Commanders D yesterday, started them in my big money league. I am down 72 points now, thanks to DJ Moore and Howell going off. Somebody played Howell in fantasy football? I mean, I get the DJ Moore thing. But
Howell's been getting like 24 points a game. I haven't needed any of them because I start Lamar every week, but Sam Howell gets you points, man.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, best thing I saw on Twitter yesterday was someone said he's now paddle boat Ron.
That's funny.
It's good.
Like the riverboat doesn't even look. He can't be the riverboat.
Yeah,
he gave up that title.
That's sad. I like that guy though.
Yeah,
Big
cool
George
guy.
says, Wow, Keon's turning into me right now. Wants to fire Ron Rivera, a cancer survivor. A little harsh there, Keon. Maybe show some constraint and wait to see how the season ends or something.
No, because even if this
that was George
saying that.
Yeah,
Wow.
which is crazy because I'm not reactionary like George, which is why I have an entire laundry list of Ron Rivera based things that I didn't say fire
reactionary like George.
Yeah. Big George, the team will be down this week and he'll be like, I fire everybody and then, extend everybody 3,000 years if they win a game. I don't do that. My take on Ron Rivera is based on 4 years of watching this guy attempt to build a football team that is essentially the same football team that he had when he got it. I mean, what are we doing?
Eberflus is like, oh, thank God. Nobody's talking about me right now.
It did look like offensively, Eberflus went to Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator, and said, what are your best plays? Run all of those. Because they did everything in the first half where I was like, oh, wow, I haven't seen him do that. And whoa, yeah, Justin Fields outside of the pocket, I haven't seen that. Everything that they pulled.
Yeah, I'm sure it
was like their best stuff.
That they knew what we knew, that Eberflus was probably going to get fired at the end of the game yesterday. So saved his ass. Blissful Hayes says, I agree with Ralph. But don't you always, you insufferable kiss ass? He says it was bad karma to change that name. Oh,
absolutely.
See, again,
absolutely. You guys need to wake up.
What football team have you been watching
Just
for the
wake
last
up.
25 years where the bad karma's here? They had the other name, and I'll tell you, that loss when they lost on Monday Night Football to the Philadelphia Eagles, 63-10, is actually a worse loss than this one.
Look,
Albert Hainsworth laying on the
is
ground,
not
rolling
an
around
honorable name.
uselessly.
It's not a slur. We're getting past this wokeness. Let's go back to reality.
It's
We
not
need
even
these
about
guys
wokeness.
back. We just need the real team back. We need their culture back. We need
Listen
their
up,
name back.
Attila,
Enough
hun.
of-
You
enough
got to
of-
stop using the word woke wrong.
Look, the team has been the Commanders
You're
for
using it wrong.
They're not the Commanders.
for what?
They're the Skins.
Two
Bottom
years.
line.
Okay, but they sucked with that name too. So
They
please
won
stop
Super
telling me.
Bowls. They
that
won
the-
Super Bowls.
Okay.
Just because you weren't born yet, that's your parents' fault. I don't want to hear about that.
Okay, listen, they may have won Super Bowls with that name, but they haven't done it in 20 years with that name. They changed the name and it still stinks. So guess what? Maybe it's not the name.
racist past is behind us.
Just
You can
pick a
live in
Cowboy
it if
fan.
you want to, Ralph. But the rest of us are trying to move forward into a better
I have
future.
not given up my hood yet, so I'm just saying. I'm kidding.
Jesus.
Wow.
It's a joke.
I am not
Oof.
giving up.
It's a
my
joke.
hood.
I know. Just
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Relax.
startling
people.
to make a
admission
joke
right
like
there.
that, you've got to
See, a year ago, you couldn't even make a joke like that.
You
Let's all
gotta-
wake up.
You got to
Yeah,
stick
Ralph,
the
I
landing.
can only make so many AIDS jokes to keep you out of trouble. I'm out. I'm out.
Wow.
Fifth letter says, Keon, if the Raiders lose Monday night at home in another primetime game, we could vent together, my man. I'll bring the tissue. He says, hey, I feel your pain.
What if you bring some whiskey? That'd be more useful. But yeah, no.
Whiskey is always more useful.
Absolutely.
Hamilton Porter says Claypool has always been average at best. He only got attention because he went to Notre Dame.
Well, no, he went.
He
I
actually
mean,
had a period of time with the Steelers where he was looking promising.
yeah. I mean, as a young player, when you say, okay, just run like 2 routes on the route tree. Yeah, Chase Claypool can do that. But when you start adding more to his workload and saying, hey, we need you to do more things if you're going to be wide receiver number 1, he can't. And he was able to get away with it in college because sometimes he can. But when you get to the NFL, the route running has to be cleaner and more precise. And he just never added that to his game. And I think that that's a big disappointment because the talent is clearly there.
Chosen One. Hey, Chosen One. He's one of the people who took the advice of Rosalie Michaels and he played more. He says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Rough game for Keon, but good news. Per my text yesterday, DJ Moore, obviously the right call over Smith. Hey, how long until no longer Riverboat Ron gets fired? And by the way, I started Howell and got some nice points in my other league.
Yeah, well, congrats on that front. I mean, it's the only functioning part of the football team. But I do think that, Ron Rivera is going to make it to the end of the season. I don't think that this is a, fire everybody today thing. I'd fire Jack Del Rio today because I don't know how you can have a better or have a worse defense than what he ran out there the other day. I think you have to be able to make some changes in that department.
It's got to be hard, though, to fire a guy who looks like he's never had a tan. You just feel bad.
Despite the fact that he did coach in Florida.
I know.
You think if they're 2-8, 2-9, they don't fire him? They have to.
Oh, sooner than that. I'm
Rivera,
sure.
I mean.
Rivera, no, because
Rivera, no.
I
You're
just
trying
I
to
just,
rebuild your base. You're trying to get them
Yeah.
back, and then they're losing like crazy. You got to get rid of them.
because if you're Josh Harris, I think you just sit back and then clean house at the end of the season. It doesn't do you any good to try and do it in the middle of the season because
Just to make a statement, like, hey, we're not going to stand for losing anymore.
Yeah, and I definitely hope that he, called Ron Rivera into his office this morning for the "what the hell was that" conversation.
Should have.
If that
You
didn't
call
happen, I
Ron
don't
Rivera
know.
in the office and say, I hope you don't have too many things in your office.
Because
I want to make sure.
it's just the lack of preparation was just obvious from the beginning.
Jagdog says, and I think he's doing this as Burgess Meredith. McLaren is a bum. Yeah, he's a bum. Okay, I don't think McLaren's a bum. He just didn't have a whole lot of. He didn't get a whole lot of targets last night, did he?
No, I think he only got a couple of targets, 2 or 3. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Stockton Slap says all the same crap I read earlier. I've already read that text, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. I'll read it anyway. Happy Friday. Fantasy got off a great start. Herbert was on to buy, so I picked up Howell for the week. I also started DJ Moore. So, yay, 78 points for me. Not bad. Oh, actually, no, I didn't read that. Sorry, man. Moist One says, Ralph, you're telling them to wake up, which might imply that you are the woke one.
That would imply that I'm not asleep.
It's interesting. Everybody's using the woke word wrong. Baker's Cocky Hens says Claypool gives the Dolphins exactly what they don't have: a red zone threat that is tall and lanky.
Yeah, he could be wide receiver 4. And look, if he doesn't pan out, it doesn't hurt them in any way with all the weapons that they already have.
Mr. Pringle says he's got some fantasy football advice for Keon. Just let the computer auto pick your lineup every week.
Oh,
You're probably going to win more if you do that.
Oh boy, that's not right.
Big George says, I know a way to get Ralph's mind off of something. Just mention this name, Lindsay Hill.
We'll be talking about her later.
Oh, the whole Trevor Bauer thing, huh? Is that what that gal's name is?
Yeah.
Blissful Hayes says, I agree with, I read that. What is with this stupid thing? He said, oh, here we go. Ron Rivera's nickname is Psycho Rivera because his crazy evil eyes. I think that's why he wears them sunglasses. He doesn't, I don't know if they're crazy evil, but they look mad. Angry teacher eyes is, I think, what I call them. We've all had our coach that had our PE teacher. He's PE teacher eyes, I guess. All right, listen, we got to take another break. I feel like we probably should change the subject before Keon just walks off. We've got other things we got to talk about. I say we talk about the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers and what's going to happen this weekend. I think that that would be a good way to take things off of Keon's minds. 40 to 20. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course, I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's Raymond in Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever. 4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. A Friday doubleheader under the lights, the Xfinity Championship on Saturday, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
I think I figured out what's wrong with Al Michaels. All right. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Yeah, I just came up. It's come up in the past, but it's the first time I've heard it. I guess he don't eat vegetables. He says he's living proof that man does not need vegetables to survive. He said, if I died right now, I might be the human being who lived the longest without ever eating a vegetable. And he says not intentionally. He's he just doesn't like vegetables, doesn't want vegetables. He's like the consistency, the texture. He's just like, I see that, and I don't want to eat that. He's very well known for putting down some serious steak action. So how in the hell is he still alive at 78? Good for him. I'll tell you how. Same way I am at my age. There's a theory. Al Michaels is living proof it works, and I might be living proof it works. Here's what you do. You got to do the bouncing ball. Okay, here, all right. So, Keon, what do cows eat?
Grass.
Vegetables. Grass is a vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
If I eat the cow, then I've eaten vegetables, because the cow eats the vegetables, so you are what you eat. And if the cow is what it eats the grass. I eat by osmosis salad every time I have a nice juicy steak.
So grass is a vegetable.
I'm a
Very
vegetarian.
Nice. Yeah.
You can't tell me I'm wrong. You
No.
can't tell me I'm wrong.
And I wouldn't try to.
So, I think that Al Michaels lives by that. And I mean, hey, how do you get to 78 never having eaten a vegetable? Now, I'm sure some vegetables might have accidentally found its way into something he's eaten and he didn't realize it. I mean, it happens. But yeah,
I mean, Al Michaels is one of those people that they smoke from the time they're 14 to the time they're 85 years old. And the moment they decide to kick the habit of smoking at 86 or something, that's it. If Al Michaels accidentally eats a carrot now, he might be done. Done.
He probably has a prostate the size of a watermelon, but outside of
The
that, he
world's
seems like
strongest colon.
yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great. I just make it to. I told my wife, I gave her. I said, I think I can make it to 70. And outside of that, I make no promises. He's 78 and he's never even eaten a vegetable. I think maybe I should tell my wife. I think I can make it to 80 if I do the Al Michaels diet. If I do the Al Michaels diet, I got a chance. I feel like, if I weren't so winded, I'd do some cartwheels. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about what's going on. We're in the playoffs. I can't believe it. It wasn't even real to me until I took a look at the bracket and I'm like, dear Lord, there's only 8 teams left and we're one of them. Wow. How did that happen? So before we talk about the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, let's talk about the other matchups and get your guys' thoughts on that. Let's talk about on the other side of it, in the ALDS, you got the I believe it's the Texas Rangers and the Orioles. Where are the Orioles? Where are they from?
Baltimore. Well, Baltimore.
Didn't they used to be Canadian or something?
No,
that was the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
the Blue Jays?
Blue Jays are still
Expos.
Canadian. Yeah.
The Expos? Well, who are the Blue Jays?
The Expos were in Montreal, and then they moved from Montreal to Washington, D.C., and became the Washington Nationals.
No, that's appropriate. So, taking back America. All right, but back to Texas Rangers and these Orioles. The Orioles are supposed to be really good.
I mean, the Orioles surprised everyone in Major League Baseball. I don't know anybody really that called the Orioles to win the AL East. I mean, and to see the Yankees at the bottom of the standings and the Orioles at the top seems like it's inverted for some reason. And nobody can understand this, but the Orioles have a very good nucleus, a very good young team that they have bought into a system. They've got a young manager, and they are exciting to watch and exciting to play ball. And these guys play hard every game. They go out there. Now Texas, though, they've got a pitching staff. At least they had a world-class pitching staff, and then it fell to pieces, and they had to make some moves late. And they brought in Max Scherzer, who ended up getting injured down the stretch here. Now, I will say, according to what I've been reading lately, Max Scherzer could be back for the ALDS and make a surprise a visit to the mound out there if the Rangers are in trouble. But the way the Rangers played in their wild card series, this is going to be a great series. Either way you go about it, there's going to be 5 strong games between Baltimore and Texas. This will not be a sweep either way. And I think it just comes down to who gets the best breaks and whose pitching staff can outduel whose pitching staff. And that's the way I look at that one. I don't know. Maybe Ralph's got a different idea on this.
Who cares what Ralph thinks? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I think the Orioles have been a fun, young, exciting team all year. They're definitely the least experienced team of the two, but they hit the hell out of the ball. They've had a great job in their pitching. Their rotation's been great. I don't think the moment's too big for them. At least I hope it's not. I'd like to see them win. So I'd like to see them win this series. I think Texas, in my opinion, is the better team. Just looking at the roster, I think they're a better, more experienced playoff team. But I think the Orioles are playing better ball, if that makes sense. They've been playing good ball all year. And I think that their youth is going to help them to kind of maybe not feel the pressure of the moment. I mean, that's backwards from what some people would say, but I really feel that they're going to do a good job. And I think they're going to beat the Rangers. I think this is going to go the full extent, though. I don't think anyone's going to, dominate the other. I'm going to pick the Orioles. I think they win the series, but I think it's going to be a great series. This is a really, really closely matched series.
The only edge I would say the Rangers have at this juncture would be Bruce Bochy's got a lot of the years experience in managing a Major League Baseball, and he's got some World Series rings.
Yeah,
that would give me the edge for Texas. But I agree with Ralph. I think this goes the whole 5-game distance.
Well, all these games Saturday, all these teams are playing Saturday. So that game is at 10 a.m. The next one up at 1:45 p.m. Is Minnesota Twins playing them dirty, cheating bastards from Texas. And yeah, so what do you think of that one?
Well, I think Minnesota has been trying to quietly build a franchise to be competitive. They're in the Central for quite some time, and then they've stole some players. They got Alex Correa from the Houston Astros, that very team that stole the World Series a few years back, and they have been quietly going about their business. And again, they have a younger manager, somebody that can talk to these players on their own level. He's got everybody playing well. Alex Correa is starting to come into his own. This season, he's kind of hitting a stride here where he's hitting the ball well. He's playing great in the field. However, Houston, although they're older, that also means they've got a lot of experience. I mean, some of the players on that team that are still there from the World Series championship from last year and of course in 2017, which they stole, but and Dusty Baker, quite the manager, looking to go back-to-back this year. And this team seems to play well for Dusty. They've got pitching. Verlander, who would have thought Verlander would have, beginning this season, who would have thought Justin Verlander would have ended up back on the Houston Astros? And he's been nothing but good since he got there. So I kind of give the edge to the Astros because of their experience. But I think this series will also go the full 5 games.
Ralph?
Yeah, I think the Twins, and no disrespect, the Twins kind of remind me of the Diamondbacks of the American League. I feel like they weren't in the playoffs, or they hadn't won a playoff in 20 years. They finally got past that point, which is great. Very good hitting team, very homer happy team, which is not always the best thing in the playoffs, but it can be. This is going to come down to pitching. These aren't the Astros that we've seen the last 5 years. They definitely have some weaknesses in their lineup. They're not as dominant as they've been. They're starting to play better. They've played really bad at home this year. And the Twins they feel like they're starting to get it together. They've got a shot. It's going to come down to who has the better pitching. In my opinion, that's what's going to come down to, who gets the better pitching in the series. It pains me to say that I think the Astros will probably find a way to win this series, but I'm with Randy. I think this goes the full extent as well. There's no dominant team here. I won't be surprised if the Twins win because I think they're starting to play better and you can ride that momentum. But I think the Astros do have a slight edge.
Now, Keon, you can jump in if you want. I know you're slowly just dying inside over what happened with the Commandos, but if you wanted to jump in, just feel free anywhere you want.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, okay. Let's go over to the NLDS and the Phillies and the Braves. Phillies and the Braves, Randy.
The only plus that the Phillies have on a really great Braves team is that they get to see them more than they get to see any other team in the National League because they're in the same division. And the Phillies have the experience of going into the playoffs last season and riding that wild card win all the way into the Fall Classic. And they got beat, but listen, the Phillies are starting to come into their own. They're starting to get their rhythm together and started to hit the ball. And started to get some good pitching, some timely pitching. They've got some key players on this team that if they're healthy going into this series, they could give the Braves a real run for their money. Now, I will be quick to say this. I think Atlanta is the better team. And I think Atlanta has been riding a wave of exuberance and excitement all season long. And Ronald Acuna Jr., in my opinion, is the runaway MVP winner for the National League. If this guy has a good series, I mean, it's over for Philly. It doesn't matter who you throw against the kid. He seems to always be able to hit. Then when he gets on base, he disrupts the pitching because he can steal a base. And these guys play an excellent game. They know how to move each other around. They know how to play as a unit. And I think Atlanta wins. And quite frankly, I think this series probably will not go the full 5 games. I would imagine it's probably going to be a 4-game series. I don't think it'll be a sweep. But I think Atlanta ultimately wins this series. Ralph, what do you think?
Look, the Braves are the best team in baseball right now. They've been the best team in baseball all season. I'm not gonna say anything different. That's the reality. They are dealing with some starting pitching issues right now. Charlie Morton, I think, is out. Max Fried's got a blister that he's dealing with. You hear a blister, oh, poor baby, but that's a big deal for a pitcher. It definitely impacts. So those things are going to be things to watch. Their offense is just phenomenal. I mean, they're a powerhouse on the offensive side. The Phillies are that weird kind of sneaky little team, though. They played really good against Miami, and they blew them out of the water. This is definitely a different level of opponent. There's no doubt about it. But I'm not going to be surprised if the Phillies give them a series. I think, like Randy, I think Atlanta wins this series, probably in 4 games. But if the Phillies can find a way to do the little things that they did last year in the playoffs, this could go the full 5. And we could see that one game for winner take all and be amazing to see what happens. But I'm gonna take Atlanta. They're just a better team.
I think we should wait until the next hour to talk about Dodgers and Diamondbacks since we're running out of time right now in this hour. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I'm not a Dodgers fan, as you all know. However, I just saw that video about Trevor Bauer, and man, boy, did he get railroaded so hard. It sucks. What happened to the guy? He still hasn't been reinstated in Major League Baseball. That's just a shame. Ralph, you should change your allegiance to Diamondbacks. Switch the allegiances since you're in Arizona. Okay. I don't think he will. You're right. He should, but he won't. And I gotta be honest. I haven't seen this video. Nobody has sent me anything on that, and I don't know how legit this is.
I sent it to you.
Did you?
So there's a couple. Do you want to talk about this now?
No, because I would like to see the video so I know what I'm talking about.
I'll talk about it anyway. So there's a couple videos out there.
I don't know if we have time.
And we're
go ahead. You have 1 minute.
I don't have enough time for 1 minute.
60 seconds.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's not going to happen. We should talk about it next hour, though.
That's what I was trying to say. You wouldn't listen.
But it has nothing to do with me changing my allegiance. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I kept saying no, and he wouldn't listen, like Trevor Bauer, I guess. Blissful Hayes.
See, there we go. When I'm done talking, you're going to owe him an apology. But
I don't care. Is Trevor Bauer starting for the Dodgers tomorrow? I believe not. No.
Yes,
Trevor Bauer will not be starting for them.
Yes, he will.
No, he will not. Pretty sure it's Clayton Kershaw.
No, I think Sam Howell's coming in. That's what I heard. So,
Fish Tank's here. He says, "Hey, I'm just getting off work. Hey, everybody. It's Friday. Randy, silver bullet, please. Go Braves and go Diamondbacks," he says. Oh, if Fish Tank is listening, Randy, we should probably play his song for him again now so he can hear it on actual radio.
Absolutely.
Burn in hell, Dodgers! Burn in hell, Dodgers!
Ralph,
I hate you.
Is that part at the end there, Fish Tank, because of what he said about the Braves or about the Dolphins?
Dolphins, probably.
We're still trying to figure out where that's coming from. It's a strong thing to say. You hate somebody.
Very strong.
Yeah. It's a great song, though.
Very, very strong.
So strong, I'm going to play it again.
Yo, at least once an hour, man. Listen, we're going to take a moment, and when we come back, an hour or two, we'll talk about Diamondbacks versus the Dodgers, and we got a bunch of other stuff. We got Keon Rose's college football day. Are you up to it, Keon?
Yeah, I'll be ready.
Okay. Keon Rose's college football dance party and a bunch more NFL stuff to talk about, too. And, of course, your texts, 888-368-1580. We'll get it all caught up, and we'll get this thing going. I almost don't want to hear what Ralph has to say about the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, but oh well. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Mr. Clean. Of course, I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever. 4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. A Friday doubleheader under the lights, the Xfinity Championship on Saturday, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager, learning the lingo.
Today, I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us to hate on the Diamondbacks. And you guys are on the text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Fish Tank responds. Now, we did debut the Fish Tank Burn in Hell Dodgers song.
I think we should play it again right now.
Well, I mean, just for the sake of the conversation, because he explains why he says what he says at the end. So go ahead, crank it up, Randy.
Oh, okay. I'll go ahead and play it right now.
Burn in hell, Dodgers! Burn in hell, Dodgers!
Ralph, I hate you. So now Fish Tank says, I mean, isn't the bit just giving Ralph as much crap as possible? I'm sure he's a delightful guy outside of this show, but typically when he says anything about sports on the show, regarding the Lakers, the Dodgers, the Seahawks, well, it's awful. I also didn't want to use the exact same formula as the first one. So, I needed to switch it up just a smidge, and it did seem to work. So there you go. That's what Fish Tank
So
says.
the truth is awful. Okay.
He doesn't actually hate you.
I know he doesn't. He's a good guy, but he still sucks.
He might hate you now.
He's a good guy, but he still sucks.
Yeah, I'm in that mood today.
So, let's see if you can have a real conversation. If you're going to be, how we've got Berg and we have Evil Berg and we have Ralph and we have Bitchy Ralph. So
I have said Fish Tank is very talented. I did tell you. I did say. I think he is.
He does not need you to tell him that. He knows.
He does. He needs it. He needs my approval.
So let's let Randy talk first about the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. We'll get some positive, then we'll get some negative. Go ahead, Randy.
Well, listen, I think the Diamondbacks have overachieved this season. They have a good young nucleus.
True.
I've said it before. Congratulations to Mike Hazen. I know I've given him a lot of grief, but he's put together a bunch of players that play well together, and that's one of the keys in being a general manager. Can you put together a team that has that chemistry where they're able to play as one unit, not a bunch of individuals out there, but one unit? And it seems like this Diamondbacks team has just caught fire. They've had this youthful exuberance. They go about their business well every day. And then you see, when they won the World Series, when they won the Wild Card Series, they kind of, it's contagious. I mean, Torey Lovullo, who's usually very controlled, very modulated in his reaction to anything. You saw him in the locker room, and he was just like a giddy little kid out there. Let's party, guys! Let's go! Look, I was excited to see that. I was excited to see some emotion out of this team. But look, you're going to Chavez Ravine. You're going to is it 10-time continual champion, consecutive champion of the Western Division.
10 out of 11.
10 out of 11. And a storied franchise, a team that has a lot of tools and a lot of assets for them to use to bring in players like, Freddie Freeman, who's having, a spectacular career, Mookie Betts. And then they seem to draft well and they develop well. James Outman, their outfielder. Now their pitching staff, I feel, is a bit suspect because there's been some key injuries. And then you had one guy, Jose Urias, had just beaten the hell out of his wife. But other than that, I think the Dodgers are an exemplary team. And just like it was back in 2001, where everybody had counted the Diamondbacks out because you were taking on the vaunted New York Yankees. I think the Diamondbacks have a chance. They got a good shot if they can hold together what they did in this wild card series, and they can kind of pitch around some of these threats like Freeman and Mookie. And if you can do that, and you play heady baseball, you don't fall apart like the Tampa Bay Rays, I think you have a good chance in this series. And I believe the series will go 5 games. Now, Ralph, the floor is yours.
Wow, 5 games ain't giving us a whole lot, man. We're only gonna.
It's only a 5-game series.
It's a 5-game series.
Best of 5.
I thought it was 7.
No,
everybody confused me yesterday with all
one.
this. Everybody confused me. So
This is a 5-game series.
Hey Randy.
DS
Hey
is
Randy. Hey Randy. Hey
Yeah.
Randy. Who's
Yeah.
gonna win?
What?
Yeah, you didn't pick winner.
Because I'm a Diamondback fan, the Diamondbacks are going to win the damn series. I mean, it's our year. Why not us?
Why not us? Why not us?
I'll tell you why.
More
Because
importantly, just not the Dodgers.
I heard Urias was actually going to be at the games. He's going to be sitting in the Diamondback wife section, so that should be interesting to watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he would have been sitting in the inmate section.
No,
there
he's going to be at the
Dodgers
wife section.
section.
He's there for
Yeah.
support.
Oh.
No, let's be serious. So the last time these two teams played was back in the end of August, beginning of September. The Dodgers swept them 7-4, 9-1, and 7-0.
But the time earlier, we won the series
Yeah,
early in the season.
Yeah, you won them in April. Congratulations. So at the end of the season, toward when we're getting to
But
the
we did
playoffs,
win.
we swept them. And Miller beat Gallen, and Kershaw, took on Kelly. And I think
And Trevor
Kelly,
Bauer beat some woman. I get it. Yeah.
I think Kershaw is. I'm not sure who's pitching for the Diamondbacks. They haven't announced it yet on the first game. I'm assuming it's going to be Merrill Kelly. I don't think it would.
It
be
has
Gallen.
not been determined yet.
Hasn't been determined. I don't think you would
Yeah,
have
it's
Gallen come
undecided.
back on 2 days rest. That would make a lot of sense. So you'll probably see a Kershaw Kelly rematch. Look, 2 words: Mookie and Freddie. I mean, there's the best 1-2 punch in baseball. That's going to be tough for the Diamondbacks. They haven't faced an offensive lineup like this. This is just a great offensive team that hits the heck out of the ball, hits the ball out of the park consistently. Yes, their pitching has been hurt, but Bobby Miller, he's a kid. He's doing a great job. I think he won 11 games in the last 3 months that he came up for the season. Ryan Pepiot's, he's not hurt anymore. He's good middle reliever or starter. You got Kershaw. I don't see the Diamondbacks winning this series. I think the Dodgers just have too much for them. Not to take anything for the Diamondbacks. They're playing really good ball. They should be really happy where they're at. I think it should be a thing for them where they lose this series and they say, hey, it's a great first step. Let's build on this. Because I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to win a game. I'm going to give them 1 game. I say it's the Dodgers in 4. I don't see it going 5. I just don't. But I think the Dodgers will take care of business. I'd be surprised if they swept them, but it could happen. But I think it'll be 4. Diamondbacks are good enough to win a game.
So, here's the thing, though. Your pitching is suspect right now, and our bats are swinging. I feel like if I think we got a better chance of winning more games than you think, and I think that the difference could be just who's hitting the ball better that night. If your pitching is stank and your batters are better than ours, it should even things out. And it feels like every game is going to probably take the over kind of thing, right?
I don't think so. I think Kershaw, especially in the playoffs lately, and what he's done at the end of the season, coming back from that injury, he looks really good. I can see him dominating the Diamondbacks in Game 1. I really do. I think you'll see vintage Kershaw. Bobby Miller has been off the charts. That kid is phenomenal, and he's tough. 100-mile-an-hour fastball with a lot of movement. He's just tough to hit. So no, I don't see them putting up a lot of runs against either one of those guys. Once you get past those 2 guys, that's where it'll get interesting because of the injuries. That's where they take effect, right? So that's where I give them a Game 3 because it's tough for them. They don't have that great number 3 guy right now. They just don't because of the injuries. So they'll have to use somebody out of the bullpen. They'll probably either use Pepiot or they'll use Sheehan. So one of the real younger guys. And we'll have to see what happens. But no, I don't see this as a high-scoring game, at least in the first 2 games.
NFL Blitzer seems to think that Merrill Kelly is pitching in Game 1. I haven't seen that official someplace yet, but
that makes sense.
Thundar Santa Barbarian says, not looking past the Diamondbacks. They did play well at the end of the season and glad they made it in the postseason. But hey, let's go Dodgers, he says. Dick George says, Randy, you're right. The Dodgers, they're just a bunch of tools. A lot of unlikable players,
How do you say
Trevor
that?
Bauer to Jose Urias and Clayton Kershaw, tools with the capital T.
Oh yeah, Kershaw's a tool.
Blissful Hayes says, who cares if Al Michaels doesn't eat paraplegics? What?
What?
Irish for me says
doesn't eat vegetables, Ralph.
Oh,
says,
jeez.
Go Irish, beat Louisville.
That's horrible.
Hefty Lefty says, I want to see Philly Fanatic race the Freeze from Atlanta. Then the Fanatic can eat him. All right, Hefty. All right, Hefty. Moist One says, starting to come into their own. Hey, they play in Philly, not Alabama, Randy. Pickle D says, any idea why Major League Baseball format has the 1 seed play the winner of the 4v5 wild card instead of the lowest seed, like every other sport?
Because Ralph Manfred is a drunk.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've heard this. We technically probably should be playing in Atlanta right now, and the Dodgers should be playing the Phillies.
I agree. They should reseed after the first round.
Of course, now you said reseed, anything but seed. Here comes Moist.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says, which series do y'all think is biggest coin flip? Which one do you feel the least confident about picking a winner? I'd take Rangers and Orioles.
Yeah, I agree. I think that one.
Yeah, I think that. I think that's a series that really is going to depend on pitching and who gets the breaks.
Are we going to bet something on this? We're going to bet breakfast.
I think I already bet Ralph breakfast right?
IHOP.
On the outcome of this series.
IHOP? Is it IHOP? Well, at least it's better than
Well,
Denny's.
It's
Yeah.
whatever he wants. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take care of him.
Do you like IHOP, Ralph?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what do you like better? Like Village Inn, like Denny's, like what?
Village Inn's okay. Denny's is the place you wind up. You don't go.
Yeah. Nobody ever goes there on purpose.
Right. You just wind up there at 2 a.m.
You can't help it. Yeah.
I know Keon's been there.
Blissful Hayes says Jeffrey constantly talks crap about teams like the Seahawks and 49er, yet he calls Ralph a hater. Well, Ralph is a hater.
No,
and I only talk crap about the Seahawks because of Ralph's being a hater. That's all. Thundar, the San Barbarian, says, yeah, go ahead. Post a meme of Kershaw on the screen on that sweat bowl you have in AZ. See how well that worked out for San Diego. What in the hell is he talking about?
I don't know.
What are you talking about, Thundar? Against the Spread says, what time is Keon's college football dance party? I got some picks this week for you guys. Last time I sent them in, it was too late. They didn't get read. Yeah, well, I mean, you could probably send those now and I could put a pin in them and they won't get left out. Chosen One says, I thought it was a pizza, breakfast pizza for the bet. Nobody ever agreed to that, Chosen One. We only agreed that Randy was going to come by and have some at your place.
Come by and have some.
Bruno Baller says Ralph might be a Waffle House guy. Scattered, smothered, covered.
I've done Waffle House when I lived in the South. I mean, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, isn't it kind of weird if you do it here? I mean, I know there's Waffle Houses here and there, but it feels like wrong.
I mean, it was good in the South. I mean,
that's a lot of grease. That's a lot of grease.
Yeah, the grease is part of the charm.
Yeah,
is it? It's part of the heart disease.
I mean, that too. I didn't say they were separate.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, how much are Diamondbacks fans going to hate the Dodgers when they sign Shohei? Well, when the Diamondbacks sign Shohei, I don't think they'll hate the Dodgers anymore.
I mean, the first thing you got to do is sign Shohei. So we'll worry about the second part if that actually happens.
Big George says, Ralph, I bet you 100 rushing credits that the Diamondbacks will beat the Dodgers in the NLDS.
100 what?
100 rushing credits?
What is that?
I thought it was a ruble in Russia.
Yeah, it is a ruble.
Well, maybe it's since the war.
We need to understand what that is.
There's a war?
No, there's a war going on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Usually that war is just in moist one's pants, but okay.
Well,
Stockton Slap says, okay, I can't read that right. I'm not falling for that waffle thing again because that was no fun to look up. No Stockton Slap. Not doing it. Not falling for that again. Sorry. Ain't happening. All right,
Shame on
Ralph.
you.
So why don't you fill us in? So here's the thing. The first thing I have to ask you, now you say there's some video about the gal that accused the Trevor Bauer of the smacky and the sexual deviancy and this stuff. But here's the thing. Is this being reported by a reputable outlet?
So
is this something where if you send it to me?
I did send it to you, and I can send it to you again, or you can
email it to me.
Or you can go on X, and I've got it posted on X as well.
Okay.
So there's two videos. There's
what?
It's
X,
Twitter. He's trying to be cool. I'm never going to call it X. It's just Twitter.
Okay, X, formerly Twitter. It's posted on there by me. But anyway,
Rainy City bitch pigeon.
Yeah. So Trevor Bauer, basically, they settled their civil suit. So they had a couple of civil suits going against each other. So they settled them. And one of the settlements was that he was able to now come out and talk about this. And so he did. He wanted to clear his name. And so what he showed, he has a video. It's about a 5-minute video where he showed text messages from between her and her friends and things that she was saying during the time they were dating. For example, I already have my hooks in him. His net worth is $51 million. Need daddy to choke me out. Be an absolute whore to try to get in on that $51 million. Just things like that. And there was also the big thing was there was a video of her the morning that she claimed that she was beaten up that night before and just devastated and scared and destroyed. And so that video is of her taking a selfie and then showing herself in bed with Trevor Bauer. And as you look at her, there's not a mark on her. She looks 100% fine. She's got a big smile on her face saying, basically, I got him. Right. So that came out on his side. She went ahead, I'm sure, against everybody that has any sanity in their life, and responded to him in an interview she did the next day.
She's being interviewed by Sarah Gonzalez from something called The Blaze.
She came out in an interview to respond to what Trevor Bauer's video was.
Is she the blonde on the right?
Yeah, she's the blonde on the right.
Or the cranky looking woman on the
blonde
left?
on the right. And basically, this is her response to some of this stuff. Well, yeah, those she's basically saying all those text messages are correct, but what he's doing is trying to make them all in one conversation. So that's just not right.
So
Well,
she's
no,
saying out of context.
No, she's just saying they weren't one conversation. Yes, I said all those things, but it wasn't one conversation. Well, he never said it was one conversation. And then the video, she said, well, yes, that video is true because they have the metadata on the video and it is from that morning. That video is true, but you can tell 20 minutes later, I had scratches all over the place and a bunch of bruises. They all just took time to show up. And the later asked her, she goes, well, you don't seem distressed. You don't seem like you just got beat up. And she said, well, I had a mental thing going on and I didn't realize that I was in pain yet. And it just kind of happened later. This chick is full of crap. She's an absolute predator. She went after Trevor Bauer for his money. They hid that video from the court that the court later found out about, that they were holding that video back because it was evidence against her. The judge didn't file a restraining order against Trevor Bauer, which is very rare because there was no evidence of anything she was saying. This girl's an absolute predator. She goes after guys, athletes that have money, and she does what she does. She's a piece of crap.
When did all this come out? When did all this?
It all came out 2-3 days ago.
Okay,
because
so
the suits they've been settled, so now stuff can come out.
So now, as Major League Baseball, they have this information in front of them. Why wouldn't they reinstate him?
They need to, and if they don't, he needs to sue them because it's a fact. He's never been arrested. He's never been charged. All this evidence has come out against her.
Not a guy you want dating your daughter, though. I'll tell you that.
He didn't do anything. He did nothing wrong.
No, it was all. I know it was all consensual, but that dude's weird.
No, but nothing's consensual. He didn't assault her. He didn't do anything out of the ordinary. They just had sex. Oh, well.
Wait, so he didn't strangle her or beat her like everybody said?
There's nothing about that. It's all a bunch of lies. This girl lied.
I thought he had said, oh, yeah, that's it. But it's all, we did that, but it was consensual.
It's one thing to gently do that. I'm not going to get into this stuff, but it's another thing to actually choke somebody. He did nothing. There's no marks on her. She's a predator. She went after him. There's women out there that do this, and she's one of them. And she even, coincidentally, she got a $300,000 settlement from an insurance company because of this, which now I'm sure that insurance company is going to go after her. Her lawyers tried to settle this case with Trevor Bauer's lawyer 2 different times because he wanted money. And he told them both times, I'm not giving you a penny because I didn't do anything wrong. So Trevor Bauer is absolutely innocent. He did nothing wrong. He got his name just dragged through the mud in the media for 2 years.
Yeah, but he got to go to Japan. So he had that going.
He got to go to Japan, but he's missing out on a lot. It's not right. I mean, I've coached a lot of guys. There's guys that I've coached that are in the minors right now and in college playing ball. And I always tell them, you got to watch out for these women because there are women out there that are looking to go after you guys. If they can let their hooks around you.
Well, hopefully you're also telling them don't get all rapey and
I would, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the women that are out there.
Make sure you say them both.
All I can say,
look out for because there are predatory women out there who will go after millionaires and do what they have to do. But on the other hand, there are guys who do the sorts of things that he was accused of, and so that I think is why Major League Baseball, like they're smoke, bam, and they just acted very quickly.
You did it without evidence.
It is unfair when that happens to somebody. There was a weatherman here in the Valley who got accused of stuff he never did, but he lost his entire career of it. Right. So this does happen every now and then. But I guess I want to see some more reputable reporting on this, and I want to see because listen,
watch these videos.
I will lead the. Well, yeah, I see your videos, but
watch the girl herself talking, and you're going to see.
Okay.
Every time they bring up a point to her, she's like, "Oh, that's a very valid question.
That's
a very valid point," and then she goes on.
I guess we need to just watch these videos just to form my own opinion on this. But I get a little nervous when it's like these never heard of before news agencies involved and nothing else.
No, I agree with you, but this has nothing to do with the news agency. This just has to do with the things that she said to counter what he put out there. And she didn't one time say that what he said is not true. That's not what she said. So she's basically admitting to what she did in a sense when you watch this video.
Well, if you're right, then by God, Major League Baseball should reinstate Trevor Bauer as soon as the series between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks is over.
Well, he's not a Dodger anymore. They released him. So
shame
on the Dodgers for doing what they did to him. Honestly, shame on the Dodgers. Shame on MLB.
They were being instructed by Major League Baseball.
But they had to know.
The Dodgers are dirtbags.
No, I don't.
More than anybody, that.
But shame on them for doing this to this guy. And it's horrible to see what happened to this guy. I know people that know this guy. That's not who he is. This is absolutely. That's why I got pissed off.
Not even a little bit who he is.
No, it's not who he is.
Okay.
You know what he is? He's a smart guy who's tried to change the game in the MLB game, and they can't stand him for that.
Sure, I remember that, but he's also not smart enough to avoid this gal. So,
well, this is the problem with us as men, right? We're stupid enough sometimes to fall for the wrong person, And then this is what happens. So we just got to be smarter. It's one of the things I try to tell the youth all the time is you got to be smarter about what you do, especially once you start putting yourself out there. You've worked your whole life for something, and this person can take it away in 2 seconds.
I will watch these videos. I'll give it a fair shot.
And then you're going to apologize.
Why would I do that?
Because you talk bad about him.
I talk bad about a lot of things and a lot of people. I make jokes about a lot of things, a lot of people. Should I apologize?
I want an apology.
Go F yourself. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It is Raymond and Austin on All-Star Sports Radio. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is celebrating their 30th year. You can't miss offer. 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, and you can only get it from BetUS.com. An awesome offer for this season's wild plays.
Nice, like that infamous tuck rule back in 2002.
Tuck rule, worst call in sports.
Man, you're like the old lady in the Titanic. It's been 21 years.
Hey, I'll be king of the world with Bet Protect. It's like having 30 get out of any tuck rule shenanigans in my back pocket.
But your back pocket is usually empty, bro.
Keep your shoulder pads on. Is there anything else about BetUS you haven't told me?
The less you know, the better. BetUS has live in-game betting, a 200% crypto sign-up bonus, and online casino for some blackjack.
You've been holding back.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect this football season. Visit BetUS.com for the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets. Or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US to get started.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable, even if your clients move to another state. The program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com, or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com, or call 602-315-2574.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry.
Auburn has won the Iron Bowl.
It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls.
Oh my God, Davis is going running all the way back.
It's the national rankings. It's college football.
The Sooners right down the field.
Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Oh, bye. Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I just want to apologize to everybody. The text line paused, and I didn't see all these texts come flying in here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up a lot of your texts on the other side of this segment. But right now, we got to get to it. It's what we do every Friday at this time. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, put the dancing shoes on for Keon Rose's college football dance party.
All right, Keon, let's get rolling. It's going to be a big weekend in college football this weekend. And Ralph, you okay there?
Yes.
What's wrong with Ralph? That's just him dancing. He's getting down in boogie.
Well, maybe his screen froze on my end, and it looked like he was just staring off into oblivion.
He does that.
All right, so tonight, some games on tap, Keon. I mean, not really like huge ones. Kansas State visiting Oklahoma State. That's going off here pretty quick. What do you got there at Boone Pickett Stadiums for Friday night? College football
Friday.
Yeah, look, Oklahoma State, I think that they wanted the season to go a whole lot more differently than it is going right now. But they lost a couple in a row, including getting worked over by South Alabama last week, and this is a massive problem for them. They're one of those teams that started the year with no real quarterback in mind, and surprise, surprise, we're heading into week 6 in college football, and they still don't really have a solid quarterback in mind. So that cannot possibly be good. Meanwhile, Kansas State is playing some very good football. Also, Oklahoma State, I think that they are either at the bottom of the Big 12 in offense and defense. They are at or close to the bottom in both of those categories. It's just not looking good for Oklahoma State right now. I'm going to take the Wildcats.
All right, because of Dick Butkus passing yesterday, he played at University of Illinois. You probably know this. Dick Butkus, he could have gone to Notre Dame, but because he was married to his childhood sweetheart, they wouldn't let him go to Notre Dame back in the 60s. So he ended up at Illinois. So in honor of Dick Butkus, Nebraska at the Illini. What do you have in this matchup?
Yeah, I think that Illinois is playing some good ball. And also, I think that Nebraska is just not the team that they are going to be yet. There's a lot of ups and a lot of downs going on there as Matt Rule tries to get that program whipped into shape. And Illinois, are they the team that they were a year ago, especially on the defensive side of the ball? Not really, with all the guys that they sent to the NFL. But I think that they are the better football team in this matchup. I still can't trust Nebraska, even though I do see them, and it looks like they are improving. I'm going to go Illinois.
All right. So, wow. So tomorrow, starting early tomorrow on ABC, it is the Red River Shootout. Great tickets still available for $325 a piece. If you want to take a flight over the Cotton Bowl there and check in. Now, Texas recently has had the better half of Oklahoma, but this year they're ranked number 12. Oklahoma is. Texas currently number 3. I think it will be a shootout, and I think both teams boast a pretty good defense when you're talking about Big 12, although both teams exiting the Big 12, heading for the SEC next season. But I know you're a Texas fan, Keon, so try to I know you're dealing with a lot of pain today.
I will try my
40
to 20. I mean, look, I will try my best to be objective here.
Yeah.
But I'll just put it out up front. I think that Texas is the better team in this game, but I'm not going to take anything away from Oklahoma. This is not the team that last year just got worked and couldn't figure out how to stop Texas and couldn't figure out how to slow them down. Yeah. And I do think that you could look at their schedule this year and make the argument that they haven't actually played anybody. I mean, Arkansas State, SMU, Tulsa, Cincy, Iowa State, they haven't really played that strong opponent. They haven't played anybody ranked. However, they're just playing the teams in front of them. And I did see last year when they were playing unranked opponents, they were struggling last year. They had problems with teams like an Iowa State or a Cincinnati. And they're not struggling with those teams this year. So that tells me that they're capable of winning the games that they are supposed to win. And that defense, Brent Venables, he's a defensive mastermind. He's finally figured out how to do it. He's kind of figured out how to get these guys to play lockdown defense. I do like what Texas has, though. They are a team that Steve Sarkisian has put together that I think is finally living up to that identity that he wanted of building a team in the manner that Nick Saban was able to build a team. The kind of well-rounded team can beat you on both sides of the ball. And there have been times when Texas's offense has been slow to start this year, and then they've still been able to hang on defensively and give themselves an opportunity to finally get going. And I'm going to take the Longhorns in this one, but I think it is going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think the Sooners are going to bring it, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, from Farrett Field in Memorial Stadium, they're in Missouri. The 23 ranked LSU Tigers take on the 21 ranked Missouri Tigers.
Yeah,
Do they have
a little
Tigers in
tiger on tiger violence.
A lot of tiger action there. Anyway, and what do ferrets have to do with it? Anyway, who do you got in this match?
Yeah, look, I want to say that LSU is going to bounce back after what happened to them last week, where clearly they were just not interested in playing defense. But I don't know, because that seems to be the identity of the LSU Tigers so far this season, is that they don't do anything defensively, to the point where Jaden Daniels is having a season that if you put him on any other team, he might actually be in the conversation for the Heisman with his 16 touchdowns and 2 picks. He's been incredible. He's been every bit the player is advertised when he transferred over there. But it doesn't matter if you can't play any defense. And I think that Missouri is actually the more steady of these two teams. You know, I mean, they have a weak schedule. They haven't really played anybody themselves. But the fact is that they're steady. They don't really have a bad offense. They don't really have a bad defense. You know, quality win over Vanderbilt last week. When they played a ranked opponent in Kansas State, they beat them. So I'm going to take the Missouri Tigers to beat the LSU Tigers. And even though they're the higher ranked team, it feels like that's kind of the more shocking result there.
All right, next game up on our disco college football dance party. Maryland, who boasting a 5-0 record. Yes, you heard me right. Maryland Terrapins boasting a 5-0 record, 2-0 in the Big Ten. And they've beaten some, I'm calling an upset alert here. This is Randy's upset alert here. When the Terrapins go to the Horseshoe Ohio Stadium, they're in Columbus and take on number 4 Ohio State. Do you agree or disagree, Mr. Keon Rose?
Oh man, I have to disagree, Randy.
What the hell's going on here?
I know, but I mean Maryland, a shocking 5-0,
2-0 in the Big Ten.
Yeah, no, they've had a good season so far, but they are not even close to Ohio State.
What are you talking about? They beat teams like Charlotte. Hell, they beat a lot of teams.
Yeah, they beat some Charlotte, some University of Virginia. Everybody's taking their turn with Michigan State while they're down. I get it. I get it. But this Ohio State team isn't anywhere close to who they've played so far.
Come on, man.
I think the Buckeyes are going to work them. And if they don't beat them by at least 14 points, I'll be actually disappointed. And that's being kind of generous. It could be a 3-touchdown game.
All right, moving right along. I'm still calling an upset. I'm calling an upset.
We'll keep an eye out for it.
All right. Listen, a couple of teams that nobody's really talking about. Marshall versus NC State. The Wolfpack have been playing pretty good ball, and so is Marshall. We are Marshall! Give me an update from Carter Finley Stadium. What's happening in this game, Keon?
Yeah, no, Marshall is probably the most, as they say, slept-on team in the country, potentially. I mean, just from what they've been able to do. But I do think that NC State has a quality football team. And I think that, when you look at the home field advantage and what that's been for them, I think that you have to kind of account for that. I don't want to be one of the people that kind of sleeps on Marshall here, but I'm going to go with the Wolfpack because I do think that, they're trying to gear up for playing ACC ball and playing that at a high level. I don't think that they're losing to Marshall this week.
All right. So moving right along here in our countdown on Keon Rose's. The hell?
It's Chase Young dancing. So
Chase
that's
dancing.
That's
in the dance party.
Yeah.
What reason does Chase Young have to dance?
Just to take me off. Just to take me off. I think. I think.
Terrible and mean.
I mean, there's nothing that the hyenas I call friends haven't said to me yesterday. So.
All right, so let's go to the Rose Bowl and check in on number 13, Washington State, as they come in. Clearly one of the surprise teams, I think, of the Pac-12 and of the nation as they take on the UCLA Bruins at home at the Rose Bowl. Who do you got in this matchup?
Yeah, I just like Washington State in the way that they play. And then maybe I just am a big fan of teams that air it out, push the ball down the field and in college football. The sport is basically designed for it and they take every bit advantage of it. And Cameron Ward has been absolutely fantastic in doing that. For as much as he throws the football on a weekly basis, to have no pick so far this season is really damn impressive. And it's not to take anything away from UCLA, but when you face an aerial attack like that, I think you have to play like a damn near flawless game. And I don't think that UCLA is going to do that this particular weekend. Especially against a team that kind of is very strong in their identity. I'm going with Washington State, the Cougars.
All right, moving right along here as we are running short on time. It's sort of our lightning round, I guess. Colorado is coming in to take on Arizona State at Mountain America Stadium. The hell with that. It's a Sun Devil Stadium.
Yeah,
And,
let's not play their game, Randy.
Yeah, I don't think we should. It's not the Chase Field either. It's a damn Bank One ballpark. I don't care.
That's right. It's the Bob. It's the Bank One. It's the Cardinal Stadium.
Yeah. Colorado at ASU, 6:30 p.m. kickoff on the Pac-12 network.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You can't watch it on regular TV?
Pac-12
son of a
network.
bitch.
Yeah, that's
You
on
can get it
YouTube
if you have the
TV?
Fubo.
Is
though.
that on YouTube TV?
It's
You
not
have
on
the-
YouTube TV?
No, if you
I
have the
don't-
Fubo.
Oh, so glad we're getting out of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think that the Sun Devils are in that space where they need a win. And if you look down the schedule, there aren't a whole lot of them to be had left. So I think that they're kind of cornered. I also think that Colorado is a little beat up. I also believe that ASU has proven that they actually can put points on the board. They've got to play much more disciplined football, and it starts with the coach on down than what they did last week, where Kenny Dillingham, I don't know, lost his mind and went for it on fourth down 4 times. I don't know that you can do that, but there is a way that they can play a game, control the clock, ride the power of Cameron Scadaboo there and gut out a victory. I'm going to take the Sun Devils to do that because if it was a healthy Colorado team, might be a different pick, but I think the Colorado's dinged up, and I'm going to give the Sun Devils a shot here. I'm taking them.
All right, in a game that should actually be the Oklahoma-Texas game, Arizona taking on number 9 ranked USC at the Coliseum. I'm not calling it the United Airlines Field at the LA Memorial Coliseum. I'm not doing that. I'm calling it the damn Memorial Coliseum, the LA Coliseum.
Sure.
Arizona 9 USC. Who do you got?
I am taking USC, but I do have some concerns here about the Trojans and that defense and their ability to tackle. That has been the story every single week. And at this point, I put him on upset alert a week ago. Was I wrong?
Yeah, you did.
Was I incorrect? Did they get away with
an alert?
Was it? Well, yeah. Look, I didn't say that they were going to lose. Didn't pick them to lose. But I said, look, it's going to be a closer game than people think. And as it turns out, it was a 7-point victory for the USC Trojans.
7 points.
All I'm saying is the Wildcats have been able to hang with other teams that they have no business hanging with. They played Washington a week ago, and they were hanging with Washington with the Huskies. So, are the Trojans going to win this game? Yeah, the Trojans are going to win this game, but I'm worried that Arizona is going to be able to make it a game in the first place.
This game should be on at noon, and Texas, Oklahoma should be on here. But anyway, finally, another game of the week. Number 10, Notre Dame takes on 25 Louisville, who I think has been a big surprise this season, Keon. The Cardinals of Louisville are 5-0, 3-0 in the ACC, and playing pretty damn good football. Tell me what you got in this Notre Dame-Louisville matchup, our final game in this week's Keon Rose Dance Party.
Yeah, it might be easy to take a look at the Fighting Irish and then look at Sam Hartman and say that maybe he's slowing down a little bit. Started off, right up there in the bunch with the Heisman Trophy talk, and he's kind of fallen back. But actually, Notre Dame has played some pretty tough opposition. They've played, back-to-back ranked opponents in recent weeks. So I don't think that that's a Sam Hartman fall off. I think that is an escalation in the talent that they've played. And here's Louisville. They're no different. I almost want to take the Cardinals in this game, but I'm going to take the Fighting Irish for one reason, which is that Jack Plummer, the quarterback for the Cardinals, I like him a lot, but he's a little turnover prone, throws some interceptions at bad times, coughs up the football and fumbles at bad times. I don't like that about Louisville, but I think that they're going to continue on and have a fantastic season, just not today.
So the Fighting Irish in the game is your winner.
That is my pick.
All right, that's it for this week's Keon Rose College Football Dance Party. Jeff, go.
All right, Big George is on the text line and says, wow, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Keon Rose came through and pulled off his first victory of the season in Keon Rose's college football dance party.
Stop it. This is a pity victory.
I think it is.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's-
No, this feels cheap. Oh,
yeah, but
stop it.
Doesn't matter. You got it. Keon defeated Jeffrey by the skin of his teeth, but Keon's insightful analysis on the LSU Tigers put him over the top. Jeffrey was second. Randy was third as the always reliable MC. Ralph didn't even try. He just played with his strobe lights the whole segment. It's true. You did just play with yourself.
You weren't
the whole segment.
watching.
Yeah.
I
You were
gave you
playing-
sharks. I gave you
You
everything.
were
Cats.
playing with something else.
Yeah, you're doing great until
What?
the kitty cats. Then after that, it was just like,
Well, then it was just reaction.
yeah,
Keon.
it's just bad.
You know.
Killer Rabbit says, I think Keon said damn neared 3 times in one sentence with his college picks. He says, I damn near love it.
I grew up in Texas. Leave me alone.
He damn near did. Hefty Lefty says the WAC 12 network more likely. Hamilton Porter says Maryland won't win, but they sure as hell will cover the spread. All right. Pringle says Keon says Illinois is playing good ball. Is he high? Probably. I mean, I guess I answered that a little bit too quickly.
I mean,
Art-
what he does before he's on the air
Yeah.
with us, we don't really have any
Well, no, I don't do drugs.
control. I mean,
Bruno Baller says the Colorado Arizona State game at Mountain Dew Stadium should be exciting. And let's see. I'll tell you what. We'll get back to more of your texts. And Against the Spread has picks for us. That's money in the damn bank, if you ask us. I mean, you know, not always, but most of the time. No, I'm just saying he's not perfect. You know, if he was perfect, he would just never even tell us nothing, would he?
No,
Because he'd
that's
just be
true.
sitting there with
Yeah.
all his lottery money.
yeah, that's a good
but
point.
He has a high level of accuracy. So when we come back, we'll give you Against the Spread's picks and we'll get caught up on the rest of the text line too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is offering a 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, the perfect offer for crazy plays, like the famous butt fumble. It's the GOAT of embarrassing plays.
Really, remember when you bet me you could do a live show with a GOAT as your co-host and he face-kicked you?
Thankfully, I didn't take the under on that one.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect today. The industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Greg Clark Automotive trained certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
Let's go, Phoenix. If you're a City of Phoenix voter, vote yes on question 1 through 4 of the Go Phoenix special bond election on November 7th. Your yes vote supports important city projects, a children's museum, improvements to libraries and parks, affordable housing, helping our seniors, plus enhances community safety through fire, police, roadway, and pedestrian infrastructure. All this and so much more with no tax increase. So on November 7th, vote yes on question 1 through 4 and let's go, Phoenix.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. My biggest priority is for Arizona students to be more proficient at reading and math. That's why I'm making $40 million available to offer one-on-one tutoring for elementary school students in Arizona public and charter schools who did not test proficient. This program will offer more income for participating teachers, which they deserve. Visit azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and as promised, going to give you Against the Spread's gambling picks for Saturday. Here's what he has to say. All right, here we go. Maryland will cover plus 20 at Ohio State. Texas will cover minus 5.5 versus Oklahoma. Washington State to cover plus 3.5 at UCLA. Kentucky to cover plus 14.5 at Georgia. Arizona to cover plus 21 at USC. Also, keep your eye on the Fresno State and Wyoming game. If Fresno goes down in the first half, take them to win on the money line. So there you go. Those are Against the Spread's damn near perfect picks right here following Keon Rose's college football dance party. Anybody have anything to say about these picks?
Yeah, I was hoping you could post those on your X Twitter. What is it this week?
X.
It's just Twitter. I mean, nobody's calling it X. Like 98% of the people still call it
nobody
Twitter.
is. Ralph's clearly calling it X.
And by the way,
I
the
mean,
website still says Twitter. So until he gets the letter X.com, it's Twitter. I don't give a damn. I mean, you can put XXX, but I think somebody already owns that one too.
Hello.
You can put EX, but I think somebody owns that.
I missed Keon. Did you say ASU or did you say Colorado?
No, I said ASU.
I think that's one of the best games this weekend.
You're
ASU,
sorry,
Colorado?
I think it's a great game.
You picked ASU over Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I'd been listening. 888-368-1580.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like I was waiting for some reaction there from.
I think ASU wins too. I agree with you.
Well, here's what happens during your dance party. Ralph starts doing stuff, and then I have to do stuff on screen. So we're both doing stuff on screen, and there's so much that we have to put into that I really don't hear anything you say. So sorry.
Wow. And Big George.
If you're not watching the show on the YouTube, you're missing out on all the bonus content.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I agree.
Now you've said that. Now I have to up my game even more.
Me too.
So
what do you mean up your game?
Oh no, I mean, I just a lot of the same stuff I did last week.
I mean, you look, you got to be there are multiple ways of getting the program. You got the AM 1580, you got the FM 99.3, you got the 95.9 in the East Valley, you got the fanatic.com there. But you go on the YouTube, you get the bonus content.
I looked down at Jeffrey's screen at one point, and he had a cow's head.
No, it wasn't just one cow's head. It was a herd of cows.
Oh,
yeah, there was a whole cow.
Why are you herding cows?
I missed the herd
because Ralph put up kitty cats. Do you not understand what's going on here?
No,
Do you not understand the pressure now?
I'm bringing the green screen next week. I'm bringing a green screen next week.
Yeah, whatever happened to that? I thought you had one already.
See, the most disturbing sight that I see when I look at what you guys are doing is when Jeffrey has a hive of wasps.
Yeah, that was.
I knew that one was going to bother some people.
Yeah,
I knew that's going to be creepy.
Hornets? Are they killer
They're
wasps?
murder hornets for sure.
Murder hornets. That's it. Yeah.
So they're Detroit Hornets. Thundar the San Barbarian says that the Padres posted a picture of crying Kershaw on May 5th. Their season went straight to hell after that, especially versus the Dodgers. Yeah, look up the Kershaw curse. Well, we're definitely not going to do that. We're not going to risk that. I mean, listen, I'm not even sure if the Diamondbacks are going to win this. Same thing I said about the Brewers. I don't know how we come out of this, but hey, isn't it great we're here?
Okay, I know it's the postseason, and I know Kershaw is obviously a Hall of Fame pitcher, and I'm not debating that at all. He is older. He has had some back problems, and there are ways to get to him. And I think the Diamondbacks have an opportunity to put one on the Dodgers early. And if that does happen, I think that kind of changes Davey Roberts' strategy a little bit, kind of just torques it just a little bit. And he's got to think outside the box. But I mean, if Kershaw comes out game one and just dominates, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
You'll know soon. You'll know quickly, because if his slider's working in the first inning and he's able to spot his fastball, the game's over. Because that's when he's at his deadliest now. That slider.
Who's the plate umpire in game one? Because that's going to be Dig.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Hernandez.
If it's Angel Hernandez, we've already lost the game.
I don't think he's in the playoffs. He better not be.
No, I don't think he is.
Good God, I hope not. Thundar the San Barbarian also says Ralph's right. Woman sent a message to friends about getting on Bauer's $51 million right there. Hey, listen, like I said, I'm all about it. If somebody's doing wrong, I'm on the side of the right. You know what I mean? If this woman came after Trevor Bauer and it turns out he didn't do nothing wrong, well, a lot of people got to apologize to him. A lot of people got to make right by him, because what happened there was just horrible. But till we know, I'm a little bit hesitant looking at some unknown news sources pumping this stuff out. But one of the things is, I believe, is just Trevor Bauer sitting there talking about it while showing these little videos. The other thing is the other girl sitting there talking about it, some lady from some made up news network. But then she damns herself in that. So if there's legitimacy to this thing, then yeah, somebody's got to make things right.
My question here, you mentioned it, Ralph. Bauer is a smart guy. I mean, he's a smart young man. and he's an outspoken young man.
Yeah.
And he likes to talk in terms of black and white. I mean, it's either right or wrong. There's no gray area here. And he's come out several times talking about Major League Baseball and their rules and the use of certain substances in baseball and things like that. Why would he be so unsafe with who he keeps company with? You know what I mean? If he's so, it seems like if he's so wise and he's so smart, you would think he would have a sort of a guard up when it comes to that.
You don't always see those girls coming. They don't show up a-holes. They show up sweet and cuddly and nice and hi, how are you? I mean, listen, we've all had women in our lives like that. They show up. No, but they don't show up like horrible, or else you'd be like, get away from me, Satan. It's only later when they reveal themselves. And the same thing for women. Women have had guys show up as Prince Charming, and the next thing you know, he's a horrible human being. So sometimes, Randy, you as smart as you are, you don't see it coming.
Randy, we have to protect our millions, is what it is.
Well, I don't have millions, but I know you and Jeffrey are
I know
infinitely wealthy. Yeah.
You know, and it's funny, some major league players have already come out and started to apologize to him, which I think is great.
Well,
that.
Let's make right.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to make right if that is true. But I guess my hesitancy on this is I'd like to see this a little more solid, I guess.
I think once you see these videos, you'll see.
All right. I'll watch them later, I promise. Kiss the Cook. Oh, that's an awesome picture right there. Kiss the Cook got his picture taken with Dick Butkus a couple of years ago and just sent that over. That's pretty awesome, man. Good for you. Wilbur says this might sound weird, but I totally agree with Ralph. Trevor Bauer does need to sue her and Major League Baseball for $250 million because that dude was on his way to probably be the top 5 pitchers of the day.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Blissel Hayes, he just wants to kiss your ass, so we'll just keep moving.
Let's hear what he has to say.
It's nice having a sports expert like Ralph on the show. He needs to be a regular host. So I'm going to read Blissel Hayes when he kisses ass.
Right.
Well,
he's not right.
When he's just being an ass kiss, that's what I'm going to do.
That's as bad as the vegetable comment. That's
I
just
know.
not right.
I know. Prison Ralph. Prison Wallet says,
"Hi, Ralph."
Jackdog says, "Hey, did you guys hear Al Michaels say tush push last night when the Bears did the quarterback keeper right up the middle there?"
And there's the tush push.
What do you mean Al has to go? Just because he said tush push? That's what everybody's been calling it.
That's
the tush
what
push.
That's what the formation was. You get a couple
the
of
brotherly shove.
Yeah, you get a running back or the fullback back there, and they push the quarterback
tush
forward.
push,
What else is it supposed to be? They push his tush.
Yeah, each guard or the center gets a handful of ass and they push. That's what they do. You want the ass push? The ass thrust? I mean, no, that brings in moist.
Boy, that goes in a different direction entirely. Oh, Lord.
The work torque? I don't know. I mean,
wreck ramming. I mean, yeah, there's.
Oh,
Moist One says we should let a goat co-host.
A goat.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, Illinois' quarterback sucks. I'm on Nebraska today. Their new quarterback can protect the ball enough for them to win outright, and the Illinois defense is seriously flawed this year. Houston card looked good against them.
I mean, I look, Illinois to me has been, I would say they've been playing better lately. I should have said lately, missed the word there. They got stomped by Purdue, but they were hanging in that game there before it got out of control. And they beat FAU, and I thought that they looked a whole lot better and cleaned up some of the things that were bothering them before. So, both of those teams, I think, are pretty comparable, and Illinois is at home. So I'm going to take the fight in the Illini.
Fish Tank says, number one, I'm totally on Team Bauer on this, and Ralph keeps saying smart stuff today, so I'm kind of concerned he might be drunk or something. 2,
wow,
Bauer sleeps with one of those little blindfolds from the 1930s. I find that comical. Yeah, it is comical. He says, by the way, which series do y'all think is the biggest coin? Did I read that? I feel like I read that one. I did read that one. He says, so what you're saying is if you get rich and famous, you can't have random casual sex? Well, then what's the hell's the point of being rich and famous?
Have them sign an agreement.
Yeah, you have you just get a big stack of photocopied
that,
NDAs right there.
Guys that
or really, clearly don't have these meetups, and you got to vet the people that hang around you, because there are people out there that want to take advantage of you.
Find a nice girl, fall in love. You know what I'm saying? Screaming Eagle says, hi, y'all. Just getting ready for a nice weekend. When will we know if Jonathan Taylor changes from pup to active? I guess the gamesmanship is afoot, and you probably won't know until right before the game. And that does present a problem because I'm sitting on Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor, and I'm almost like, maybe I'll just play somebody else this weekend, see how this whole thing goes, just out of worry that they might at the last second go, aha! But you have to imagine he's playing, right? I mean, come on. If he's back, he's playing.
Yeah,
right?
they can just keep him on a pitch count if they're worried about anything getting worse as far as his health goes. But it'd be weird not to have him available and then not play.
Oh, but see, he's mad at them, and they might be mad at him. I don't know. Big George says, Ralph, no matter what you say, a guy is never in the right when he chokes out his sexual partner. Don't choke out your sexual partner during sex. I don't care what the girl's kink is. You're never in the right when you choke a woman. Period. End of story.
I don't want to get into the details of that with Missionary George, but I'm just saying that
Missionary George.
People have their thing. So
yeah, that's a dangerous thing to have when you're a billionaire. Now he knows, doesn't he? But Hefty Lefty says Tush Push might legitimately be the most PG name for that play, really, for thinking about it. Miss Pringle says, what were the things that Illinois cleaned up? They got their asses kicked in Purdue. We don't have time for him to answer. You'll have to answer that when we come back. What's wrong with you asking a question like that, Mr. Pringle? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It is Raymond and Austin on All Star Sports Radio. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is celebrating their 30th year. The can't miss offer. 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, and you can only get it from BetUS.com. An awesome offer for this season's wild plays.
Nice, like that infamous tuck rule back in 2002.
Tuck rule, worst call in sports.
Man, you're like the old lady in the Titanic. It's been 21 years.
Hey, I'll be king of the world with Bet Protect. It's like having 30 get out of any tuck rule shenanigans in my back pocket.
But your back pocket is usually empty, bro.
Keep your shoulder pads on. Is there anything else about BetUS you haven't told me?
The less you know, the better. BetUS has live in-game betting, a 200% crypto sign-up bonus, and online casino for some blackjack.
You've been holding back.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect this football season. Visit BetUS.com for the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets. Or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US to get started.
Greg Clark Automotive trained certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
I taught for 20 years until I started forgetting my lectures.
Eventually, he had to quit. Getting his early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard, but it gave us time to take control of the situation together.
I can't imagine going through this without him.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is joining us. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Now, before we broke away there, Mr. Pringle was taking Keon to task for saying that Illinois has been playing some good ball. And he was like, first he thought Keon was high. We gave Keon a drug test. Keon not high. And then Mr. Pringle says, what were the things Illinois cleaned up? They got their asses kicked in Purdue. So now you have an opportunity to put this man in his place.
For instance, I can say Nebraska's been playing some good ball lately, even though they got absolutely stomped out by Michigan. Like, I'm not just looking at just the last game you've played, but also Illinois, they gave up a ton of points, but that was a season low for them in terms of yards given up, 406 yards. So for them, that's an improvement because that's ultimately their bread and butter is defense. So I don't think that that's wrong to say that they are trending in the right direction defensively for them. And by the way, I can't believe I'm sitting here having a back and forth about Illinois fighting Illini football. Right. If you want to prove me wrong, the spread is actually 3 points in favor of Illinois. Take your money, bet on Nebraska, make yourself some cash. What are we doing? I'm not the only person who has them favored in this game.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, I wholeheartedly agree with the against the spread on his picks earlier. And I think we agree Nebraska, Illinois both suck. As a Buckeye fan, I can tell you, MD always hangs with OSU, especially in first halves. There you go. Moise one says, that's why you always need somebody to watch you when you're having sex. I'm available for hire, he says.
Who said that?
Yeah, Moise one about the Trevor Bauer thing.
Of course.
Listen, no,
we're good.
No.
Against the spread says the reason you don't hear anything from mainstream media about Trevor Bauer being vindicated is because they all crucified him as a sexual predator without evidence.
That's right.
They basically gave him the Duke lacrosse team treatment. That guy will have an airtight lawsuit against the major sports media outlet for reporting false information.
That's right.
Well, that you report the information that you have in front of you, and we didn't have anything. We're not media. I mean, we're not somebody they can sue.
I mean, speak for yourself. Of course, I'm an accredited member of the journalistic community.
You're really not, Randy. You're really not.
You
don't, especially when somebody comes around wanting to sue everybody. You don't want to be. You are not. But yeah, listen. Hey, if people did this guy wrong, then I hope he gets everything he has coming to him. Simple as that. Fair is fair. Hefty Lefty says, been saying it for a year. Once you go pro, you got to keep every aspect of your life professional. They got the money. They just go to the bunny ranch, dude. Maybe spend some time in Europe, maybe Amsterdam. How about you find a nice girl and just fall in love? Try to find a nice girl.
I'd say it's probably pretty hard to find a nice girl when you are a celebrity, have that kind of money.
You get a fake mustache. Yeah, you get a fake mustache.
I mean, those guys, I'm sure, and there's a lot of these guys, right? They're just, they're young, they have a lot of money, and people are going to go after them.
Not every woman is out for no good.
No, but there's a set of women in every sport. I mean, basketball, football, it doesn't matter that they go after these guys.
And if you're not ready to commit to a person, then you shouldn't. Like, just agreed. Don't fall in love if you're like still not in a part of your life where you're ready to commit to somebody and actually, be faithful to that person.
These guys shag more carpet than a flooring and tile store.
Yeah, but now, I bet they're all thinking about it now. Differently.
Oh, maybe.
Fundar San Barbarian says, Keon, your Commandos defense. Oh, we're not going to do that, are we? No. Are we going to go back to this? Are we going to go back to this?
Why do we want to punish Keon again?
Well, you can't punish me worse than I watched the game. There's nothing worse than
I felt punished too for watching that game.
No, that crime against football was that defensive scheme.
I felt as though somebody threw rock salt in my eyes from watching that game.
But like for 3 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Fundar says your Commanders defense really let me down last night. I streamed them because my regular defense was on a bye week, and I figured, versus the Bears, they'll do well enough, but they didn't. So I blame you for this, Keon.
Oh, wow.
He says, no, not really. I blame Washington. Very disappointed.
Yeah.
Back to Dan Snyder for them, I guess.
They let me down. And no, the thing is, you get a new owner. He doesn't magically make the team better. It still takes time to undo what the last guy did.
Yeah, you're right. It's not like poof. Although, if $6 billion doesn't make you show up and go poof, I don't know what would.
$6 billion was just to buy the team.
Well, they should have had 7 then, huh? Blissful Hay says, ha, Nebraska playing well. That's a hoot.
Not well, just better. Why can't I give a team a compliment for growing over the course of a season? That's what I like about college football is you're watching a lot of these young players. They're not pros. They're not set in stone. And so you can actually watch guys grow and develop and gain skills over the course of a season. That's what I enjoy about it.
You know how Utah gave all their scholarship players Dodge Rams?
Mm-hmm.
The dental smock gave everybody free shots of Novocaine.
Oh,
and
that's
why
nice.
they're playing better.
That's
Yeah.
nice. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, so Moist One, what are your rates? I hope you charge by the minute.
Oh, no. No.
Big George says, Jeffrey, you are absolutely right. Thank you, George.
What?
He says, why can't guys just find the right woman and marry her? Like me, like you, like Ralph, like Randy. Because once you're married, you can choke her out all you want if it's your kink. I
say that.
I feel like maybe that's even a worse time to do it.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says, I've heard the girls that are after athletes there are called Jersey chasers.
I thought that was Jersey Shore.
I never watched that show, so I don't know.
I didn't either.
Blissful Hay says there's very nice girls at the Bunny Ranch. Against the Spread says you don't have to hire somebody to watch you sexercise. Just cover your ass, if you're rich and famous, but put a GoPro on your dog instead of kicking him out of the room. There he is. Well, you can't just record people without them knowing it. That's also against the law.
Yeah,
See, I
depending
can't
on what state you're in, that's you could go to jail.
I can't do that with the dog in the. I can't.
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
worst kind of threesome, right
Yeah,
there.
I can't do that.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
Cecil, you're going to have to go. Get out.
No.
Moist One says, I rate on a scale of 1 to 10. Go ahead and send me a pic, Hefty Lefty. No, we're not doing this. I am not going to be the go-between in this.
Go on Twitter, find each other, and then you guys work that out yourselves. That's not a Daily Blender. You figure that out on your own time.
I mean, Ralph probably wants to see these pictures, but leave the rest of us out of it. Make sure you tag him on Twitter.
No, it's
Make
X.
sure you just slip into his DMs. He'll enjoy it, but the rest of us are out.
Slip into his DM.
That's right.
I thought it was slide.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think you could slip in as much as you can slide in. Slip and slide in.
Just
wow.
It really is Friday.
It's horrible.
I didn't realize one was worse than the other.
What a
Slip
show.
sliding away.
It's a great show, man. Vegetables, choking, slipping and sliding. What's next?
It's
I feel like it's the same thing personally, but all right.
Tush pushing.
Mattress Max has got another bet on the Astros to win the World Series. If he wins, he gets $20 million. If he loses, he loses $2 million.
He lost.
I think. How much will he lose? Oh, actually, no. He could lose $3.9 million.
I mean, if he's a Houston guy, if a Houston team is involved, he's betting them. I mean, so we're not even. Not only is he known for making these kinds of bets, but specifically when his city is involved, he bets them.
Yeah, it's all. I don't know why we give a damn. It's all a big fixed kind of thing because he's getting advertising and whatnot, and I don't care.
And he has to have some kind of insurance on those bets too.
Yeah.
So he's not losing all the money that it says he's going to lose.
So if the Astros lose, he loses his bets, but he keeps all the money from the customers who purchased mattresses during this time. So either way, he's getting promotion. I don't know.
Yeah. And every time he does it, we talk about him. So, I mean, people know who Mattress Mac is.
I will never buy a mattress from somebody called Mattress Mac.
What he should do is make the bet, announce it, and then anyone that buys a mattress in this period of time gets a piece if he wins.
That's interesting.
Then they'll want to buy mattresses.
He kindly asks you to shut your damn mouth because he's not wanting.
But that would make sense. That would drive business.
Moist One says Mattress Mac still not as cool as Midget Mac. Was there a Midget Mac? That's awesome. Hey, listen, let's not talk about Mattress Mac. Let's talk about somebody more awesome. Somebody far more nifty, I guess. An anonymous fan on Wednesday's Philadelphia Phillies game bought 2 rounds of beer for the entirety of Section 103. That was not cheap, by the way. They bought not 1, 2 rounds, considering their section has about 352 seats, looked it up, and the drinks are between $12 and $16 there at that place. Fan probably spent about $9,000. The word was it was $4,500, but no, it was 2 drinks, so $9,000.
Yeah.
Lucky fan in Section 103 says they know who that person is, the anonymous buyer, and he's just a really nice guy and doesn't want credit for his generosity. So was in a good mood and bought $9,000 worth of booze. Wow. That's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
So everybody had a couple of drinks. Everybody had a couple of drinks. Of course, that $9,000 could have gone to some homeless people or some starving people, maybe. I don't know.
Without knowing the guy, you have no idea if
he probably gives lots to that anyway. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I always feel guilty when I spend a lot of money on something, and then I'm just like, ooh, I could have helped them homeless guys right over there. Ooh. Yeah,
Is that how you work through it?
Yeah, and then I'm like, nah, they're probably Dodger fans. Ain't gonna do it. Nope. Screw those guys.
True.
Hefty Lefty says it could have been worse, Keon. 30 points. Worse, actually. Sincerely, Broncos fan. Against the Spread says you should check Mattress Mac's recent promotions. Last time he bet the Astros to win the World Series, he gave customers their money back on purchases up to $5,000 if the Astros won.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that is nice. That is a good way to share that wealth. So
he's been a guy that takes care of people in the community too. So as much as you look at the bet and you go, that this just seems like a colossal waste of money.
Wasn't
he helps people?
Yeah, he did during the storms and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say during the hurricane, he really helped out the community, right?
Yeah, like literally opened up his building so that people could have a place to sleep.
Yeah, I had been told all of the charitable stuff he does, so I don't bust his nuts too much on that one. So, all right, now Randy, I need you to resist because I feel like what I'm about to say is something that could be fun for the family, and try not to blow your lid. Okay. All right. So I saw this and I thought I'd share. Savannah Bananas are coming to the Valley in 2024 with stops in Peoria and Mesa. So the Savannah Bananas are coming to town, and we can go watch them. We should go watch them, Randy.
They were just here.
Hard to get tickets, though. It's very hard to get tickets. But I thought we could flex some of our radio station muscle and see if we get in there. You want to go? Maybe if you went and saw the game, Randy, you wouldn't be so crusty about the Savannah Bananas.
Gee, I should call and get my tickets now.
They're $35 a piece if you can even get your hands on them.
What a great deal for that game.
Ralph, Keon, you guys want to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like fun.
Yeah,
it'd be a lot of fun.
I've seen the Harlem Globetrotters twice. I mean,
I'll
seems
stay
like
home
that.
and watch it on TV.
No, you're coming.
It's not going to be televised, I think. If I get tickets, you're going.
God.
We'll drag your ass there. We'll tell you, hey, we're going to a cigar club. And you're like, ooh, yeah. Then on throw you in the back of the van.
Make-A-Wish night or something. It'd be good.
Randy's going to be like, I wish I wasn't here.
Can I make a wish?
No.
Bruno Baller says banana splits are coming to town. I remember them as a kid. Oh, no, not the banana splits,
banana
Bruno.
Splits. Now we've got a show.
Moist One says Joel Osteen could learn from Mattress Mac.
Well, that's true.
He could, because everybody was like, "Hey, we need a place to stay." And Joel Osteen
Get your
was
raggedy asses away from my church right
in
now.
his mega church, and he just went click
nice
on the door.
Against the Spread says Mattress Mac is a gambling legend and a goddamn American hero. All right. Against the Spread. Killer Rabbit says Savannah Bananas are amazing here in North Carolina and the South. Very entertaining. So here's what you have to do. You have to sign up for a ticket lottery just for the chance to buy the tickets. And then a random drawing is going to take place a couple months before they show up. When are they supposed to be here?
Are you guys
February 2024?
You're kidding me. You're kidding me right now, right?
We're totally going, Randy.
You have to get a damn lottery. You got to get in a lottery to go see these yahoos.
We're going to use radio to cut the
people
line.
Want to go?
Yeah,
we should do it. Yeah.
Oh
so that's the most
God.
fair way to make sure that you
Got to be kidding me.
I just get on the phone. Hi, this is Jeffrey O'Brien. O'Brien.
Yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah.
Scene McLaughlin here. No, they'll have the tickets. Chief Skull says anything out of Savannah is bananas. Hefty says banana splits or something different. They're at the Bunny Ranch. Oh. Big George says, I'd love to see a Savannah Bananas. I don't know if they're coming to San Diego, George. That seems like you need to look that up yourself.
Tell you what, George, if you come to Phoenix, you can have my ticket that these guys insist on me having.
That's not happening, Randy.
Yeah, you're going.
You have no choice.
Big George can go in my stead. He's my legal counsel.
I'll pick you up.
Hey, yesterday about this time, and this is why I've saved this text for today at this time, Tyson Raiders texted in. We haven't heard from him for quite some time. He says, hi, guys, I'm back in Phoenix. Last time I checked in, I made a bet with Randy that my Raiders will have a better record than the Cardinals that season. Well, both had the same record and lost in the first round, but since my team played first, I guess you won. So what drink do I need to buy you? I guess he owes you a drink.
Wow, Tyson Raider, not necessary.
I don't remember that bet.
I don't either.
Was it a bottle or just a drink?
That's an honorable guy right there.
You're gonna pour something in like a Ziploc bag and
Tyson Raider, save your money, man.
We're just glad to have you back, Tyson Raider.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Fish Tank says, Randy, would you rather attend a Savannah Bananas game or watch 2 hours of sports writers telling you about how Ohtani is the greatest player of all time?
That's a good question.
Next question.
No, there's no next question. You have to choose.
Yeah, sure there is. No.
You have to choose.
No.
See, now I know I'm gonna pull a saw on you. You're gonna be trapped in a room and you have to make a choice, or else we cut off part of you.
Can you start with my head?
No, that's too easy. It can't be something that easy. I've never seen the movies, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. You ever seen those movies?
No.
MAC Saw? Did you see Saw?
No.
You see Saw?
No.
I mean, they seem interesting. It's never been my kind of movie.
I played on a seesaw as a child.
Beer Bob says, hey guys, just got back from a week-long stay in Mexico. Did I miss anything? Also want to thank Lacrosse Guy for starting Justin Fields in yesterday's game. For setting or starting? I don't know what you're talking about here. I like Justin Fields
sitting, maybe
sitting. Okay, yeah, there you go. Killer Rabbit says, I never want my banana to split. What? Pickle D says, cut off his banana. No, Jesus, now it's getting weird. You guys are just getting weird in here. Moist One says, I saw the banana splits at the Pain Olympics.
Na.
The
That's
Pain
Banana
Olympics?
Banana split song.
That sounds
I remember
ominous
that,
and
huh?
bad, and I don't want to know what he means by that.
I remember that.
Yeah, the music sounds familiar. What the hell is that all about?
Puffin stuff, remember?
Weren't they
That's
like in
what I
the big
thought,
the mascot type suits?
There's this little coked out human being running around with all these stuffed
Banana
animals,
splits.
right?
They drove around to those six wheel cars, man.
Yeah.
That was pretty sick.
One DEA raid on that place could have saved that kid's life. That's what I think. Number one Rattlers fan says, I once bet my buddy $20 on the Harlem Globetrotters minus 38.5. I won easily. You bet the spread on a Globetrotters game? Why don't you just go bet on wrestling? Yeah, right. By the way, Rattlers fan, I didn't get to respond to this, but yes, you have. I see your dog Coco there. Happy birthday to Coco's birthday. All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, I think we need to talk some football finally. We haven't talked any football all day, at least not professional football. We did talk about college football and the Commandos. Well, we're going to talk professional football when we come back.
Boy.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
The NBA preseason getting underway this weekend. The Milwaukee Bucks, who traded for Damian Lillard last week, are the betting favorites to capture the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee plus 175. The Boston Celtics plus 185. While the Cleveland Cavaliers have moved up, they are plus 750. Philadelphia plus 1,000. Over in the West, the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal plus 270 to win the West. The Denver Nuggets, the reigning world champs, are also plus 270 to win the West. LeBron James and the Lakers are plus 750. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It is Raymond and Austin on All-Star Sports Radio. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is celebrating their 30th year. The can't miss offer. 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, and you can only get it from BetUS.com. An awesome offer for this season's wild plays.
Nice, like that infamous Tuck Rule back in 2002.
Tuck Rule, worst call in sports.
Man, you're like the old lady in the Titanic. It's been 21 years.
Hey, I'll be king of the world with Bet Protect. It's like having 30 get out of any Tuck Rule shenanigans in my back pocket.
But your back pocket is usually empty, bro.
Keep your shoulder pads on. Is there anything else about BetUS you haven't told me?
The less you know, the better. BetUS has live in-game betting, a 200% crypto sign-up bonus, and online casino for some blackjack.
You've been holding back.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect this football season. Visit BetUS.com for the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets. Or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS to get started.
Greg Clark Automotive trained certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
Are you ready for the NFL season? Are you ready to win $1,580 in cold hard cash? Sign up today for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Get over to 1580thefanatic.com and sign up today. Someone needs to win this $1,580 first prize. Why not you? Finish in second place. Cha-ching! You win $500. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Stockton Slap has a quick fantasy football question. He wants to know if he should start Travis Etienne versus Buffalo or Gabe Davis versus Jacksonville, or just ditch them and pick up Lazard versus Denver. Well, I like Gabe Davis. I like Gabe Davis versus Jacksonville.
I like Gabe Davis, but I did have him last year, and Gabe Davis does the thing where he has a monster game, and then it's another 4 weeks before you see or hear from Gabe Davis again.
Is he due, or
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I like Gabe Davis on that one. I don't know about Travis Etienne very much, but I don't know. Then again, though, versus Buffalo's defense ain't bad. Travis Etienne, maybe
defense this year.
Yeah, he should be Travis Etienne. I don't know. It's a shame you didn't ask this question yesterday when our fantasy football expert was on. What do you guys say? Ralph, Randy, should you go Travis Etienne or Gabe Davis?
Davis.
Yeah, I kind of feel Davis, but man, Etienne is attractive.
No, not in that game.
Well, I don't know how he looks, but I was thinking Gabe Davis as well.
He's hot. Moiswin says Etienne easy. And Moiswin did win the Premier League twice. So
yeah, well,
just saying. We probably did nothing more than confuse Stockton Slab more, but that's what you get for waiting today. Blissful Hay says betting on WWE is no different than betting on the NFL. They're both scripted. No, they're not. Stop with that nonsense already. Pinocchio says happy 10-4, good buddies. That was yesterday. He says, Keon, hey, at least they had a cool uniform last night. That was what are cool uniforms that your commandos are wearing.
And that was about the only thing good that happened out there.
Says beer me, Randy, and suck it, Rogers. I'm sorry, suck it, Dodgers and Ralph.
I was going to say, who's Rogers?
I just combined Ralph and Dodgers. It's the Rogers.
It's like, wow, Aaron Rodgers already has a torn Achilles. You don't have
That's
to beat
wrong.
him while he's down.
That might be a thing. The Rogers.
Beer Bob says, hey, Randy, go to the Savannah Bananas game or you have to play pickleball. What do you choose?
Next question.
I don't think he's going to participate. Next question. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a little bit of a injury report here. Going to give you a little bit of information on some of the players that might matter to you. And I know this matters to Keon. His soul left his body last night when, the Bears beat the Commandos, but his soul also sort of left his body when Cooper Kupp was drafted to his team accidentally. So now, though, the good news is Cooper Kupp will be in the Rams lineup on Sunday. They did make that official. So do you start him, though? That's the question. I think you do, because, part of it might be just get him on the field so people have to give him attention and we throw it to Puka Nuka, whatever. But I feel like you need to start that man.
Yeah, I put him in. I just thought if he shows up and then immediately has, a great game, doesn't look like he's missed a step, I think that would make me feel worse than if I started him and he doesn't show up. Okay. But if I leave those points on the bench, I think I'd feel worse about that.
The other good news is no matter what happens to you in League Two, you're automatically back in the Premier League next year anyway. So you're good. Saquon Barkley, they say, is questionable, but I wouldn't even care about whether he's good or bad. I'd care more that there's 3 offensive linemen out for the Giants. Even if Barkley's able to play, he may not get a whole lot of help from the line. Left tackle Andrew Thomas has got a hamstring problem. Guard Shane Lemieux has a groin problem, and their center Michael Schmitz, he's got a shoulder issue. He's ruled out. All 3 of those guys out. So, it don't look good for Saquon Barkley either way. Odell Beckham Jr. is expected to play if you need somebody for your flex, or I don't know, you're just desperate. You might be desperate if you have Odell Beckham Jr. Who has Odell Beckham Jr. here? Anybody? No? Yeah. Is he available? Would you? I don't think you'd bother, would you?
I don't know if as a bench guy, I don't know. He's not a top priority to me. I'm interested in how the Ravens are going to use him, but not so interested that I'd put him on my team.
We'll see what happens before you decide if he's flexy sexy. The Colts are trying to be clever with the whole Jonathan Taylor thing, but I'm pretty sure he will play. And I think, does that change the way you look at that game? I actually picked the Titans, but if Jonathan Taylor plays, that does make a difference to me. I feel like that does make a difference because I felt like a couple of these past games, if Jonathan Taylor played, Colts probably would have won.
I don't know which Titans team's going to show up, but I still think the Titans have the edge because of last week. King Henry looked pretty damn good, and it seems like the Titans are starting to get their offense together. But even if Jonathan Taylor Thompson is back, what's his name?
That's good. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
If he's back, I still think he's going to be on a pitch count. He's probably going to be pretty rusty.
I don't think they'll put him on a pitch count because they clearly don't care about him. They don't want to pay him any extra money.
But I think they care enough about him in as much as if he gets hurt, it's harder to move him. Like if they still think that he might be tradable,
I don't think they've done anything. So I think they want to actually they've just been doing what they did, and that's waiting him out. And now he's like, no, I guess I'll play.
Yeah, but I wouldn't run him into the ground either, just in case you could trade for him. That you still have to take care of him as some form of investment.
I think he's thought about it, and he's like, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to kill this mofo. I'm just going to do it. So I think you're going to see old school Jonathan Taylor.
He's not in football shape. He hasn't been playing.
Oh, he's been staying in shape.
But come on, he hasn't been playing. You got to give him a few games. I wouldn't. I don't think he has an impact at all.
Yeah, I don't know because I felt the same way about Breece Hall with the Jets. They're going to work him back slowly, and then immediately he came back and so they've just been behind, so they don't really run the ball. But he's number 1 running back right now in New York. So I don't know if a similar thing works that way with the Colts here.
Mr. Pringle says, Randy, what's on the menu for tonight's Dime Bags Tilt? Will you have whiskey and a fine cigar after you dine?
But they play tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why he asked that.
Tonight it's me
He's
and
one of your fans, Ralph.
Me and Miss Kim, quiet evening, watching a little TV. And tomorrow it'll be different. I'm thinking about this new thing. I saw this recipe. What are they called? Snack boats, where you take the brats and you open them up, but not all the way. You just kind of like 3/4, and then you open them up kind of like a canoe, and then you put this kind of whipped sour cream, a cheese thing in there with maybe some what do you call them, the peppers, you
Pimento
throw those
thingies?
No, not pimentos, jalapenos. Chop up some jalapenos, you throw in that cheese and that whipped sour cream, you put that in there and you put that on the grill. Ooh, and then you bite into them.
That recipe has left me emotionally erect.
I'm thinking maybe tomorrow night, maybe.
Hefty Lefty says, Keon, do you know if there is a reason for the Commandos receivers, other than Scary Terry, are in numerical order of 1, 2, 3, and 4?
There is no reason. Everybody just took the number that they wanted, and it kind of worked out that way.
Hey, Boomer Sooners here. Says, good day, gentlemen. Randy.
Yes.
Can I get a beer, please?
Yes.
And go Sooners. I don't think we're going to do that on this week, right? Because this is the week that the Oklahoma plays the Texas. So, all right, Zay Jones, Foley, Fatukowski, both are questionable for the Jaguars in London. So keep an eye on I don't think anybody's got the other guy, but Zay Jones might matter. And Amon Ra St. Brown, he did not practice today. I don't know if he's going to play at all. He has sat on practices before, but not like this. This is a little bit different. So you really check them statuses and have another idea ready for Amon Ra St. Brown. Get your backups going. I put your backup in there now, and if all of a sudden he decides to play, you can make that decision on Sunday morning. But I'd say it looks really bad. 888-368-1580. George says, hey, speaking of the Diamondbacks, okay. He says, I'm thinking about going to the game on Monday. If I go, I'll have to wear a bulletproof vest and try to blend in with the Dodger fans, but I'll be cheering for the Diamondbacks on the inside. Is it really that bad there?
No, not at all. Only if you're a Giants fan. If you're a Giants fan, absolutely.
He's a Giant fan.
He's a Giant fan, but he's not a Giants fan. If you were a Giant, you're in trouble. Yeah,
where are you gonna sit, Big George? You're gonna sit like in the bleachers, down one of the baselines? Where you
like the whole bleacher?
Where are you thinking? Oh, funny, Ralph.
Beer Bob says, Randy, kick it up a notch on your sailboat recipe. Wrap it in bacon.
Oh my God.
That can go either way, though. When you wrap stuff in bacon, sometimes you end up with a bunch of floppy, nasty, soggy ass bacon.
I have a technique that I want to try this year. You partially fry the bacon, and then you fix your material, and you take a couple of toothpicks.
Yeah,
and then you wrap the jalapenos or the canoes, whatever you're going to do.
You have to wrap it when it's hot, though, right?
Well, yeah, you wrap it when it's hot, and then you put that on the smoker or / grill, and my understanding is it crisps up nicely, and it tastes great. So I'm kind of aching to try that now that it's grilling season here in Arizona.
Hefty Lefty says, George, the only place you might blend in is at the World's Strongest Man competition. Strongest? Well, he's tall. I'll give you that. He's 7 feet damn tall.
Yeah, those guys are usually pretty short, though.
I don't remember Big George carrying any of us. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think he could.
He's never done it.
Absolutely think he could.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of a show, or I think it's a podcast, maybe it's called Club Shay Shay?
Mm-mm. Oh, the one with Shannon Sharp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say I saw it yesterday. It had Marshawn Lynch on there. I highly recommend.
Oh yes, I've seen the clips of the things that he said. One of them, or as he laughed in Pete Carroll's face.
Yeah, I mean,
when that play did not go well when they threw it instead of running him in to win the Super Bowl.
I'm a big Marshawn Lynch fan, just not even a football fan, but I mean, also just things that he's done in his life. I just think the guy's awesome, and I think if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's go listen to it. It's pretty amazing. The guy's,
I got
pretty damn awesome.
I got one for you. What's his name? Golly, I always forget that guy's name. This guy did this thing on Netflix, and it's like a murder mystery, and the guest, and Marshawn Lynch was one of them. It's all like a game show almost. He doesn't know what's happening, so he's just sort of improvising while all the actors are acting, and he has to solve the murder. He has to solve the mystery, and it's hold on here. It's on the Netflix.
It's called
Murderville, and the guy on there is one of the guys from the Smart List. Where you got Sean Hayes and Jason Bateman, and then the other guy. I always forget his name. Who's the star of that damn show?
Bill Stevenson.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not Bill Stevenson.
Which show?
Murderville. The guy who played, Lego Batman. The guy, the voice of
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett. That's it.
I was going to say that next.
Will Arnett is the host. And I got to tell you, we tried to watch a couple of these, and they're kind of like meh. But when Marshawn Lynch shows up, then he took it seriously, and he was funny. Marshawn Lynch is a naturally funny guy. He should be doing something on TV somewhere.
I agree. And if you listen to this podcast, and just the cool part was just talking about all his personal stuff, but when he got into the Seahawks stuff, you start wondering more and more about what is Russell Wilson.
He's a cringe, man. That's all he is. He's a dweeb.
He was honest about some stuff. He wouldn't talk about a couple things, but I mean, he laid it out there, and I was like, that's why this stuff's going to start coming out more and more, I think, as Russell retires. But I think there was some bad stuff there.
Yeah,
really bad stuff.
No, like no doubt.
Even when he was there, that people would say, he's kind of fake, and it felt like sour grapes after the Legion of Boom didn't get paid and all of that stuff. But the longer we get away from it, the more it's like, yeah, well, it sure feels that way.
He said when walking off, after he threw the interception in the Super Bowl, he was walking off the field. Russell just kind of looked at him and said, "Well, we'll get him next time." And he just wanted to punch him in the face. He's like, what do you mean we'll get him next time, bro? And he went and laughed at Pete Carroll and just got dressed and got the heck out of there.
Take some accountability, Russ. Fish Tank says, I went to Oakland and I saw Raiders and Cowboys once from the nosebleeds. We watched about 7 different fights. We were wearing neutral colors.
Yeah.
And that was smart.
Very smart.
Kiss the Cook says, no matter where Big George sits, you're going to see him. No, that's true. Heavy Metal Maniac says, a few years ago, a bunch of Diamondback employees chartered a bus, went to Los Angeles to watch the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. And well, we were getting ready to leave Dodgers. Security came up to our group and said, for your safety, we're going to escort you to the bus because our fans can be a little rowdy. So, it can be a rowdy crowd over there. Hefty Lefty says, some of the top strongmen in the world are 6'8" and 6'9". But not quite as tall as Big George, but similar. Of course, there's the beard, too.
Really?
Yeah. Bruno Baller says, rest in peace, Dick Butkus. Did he die again?
It's 2 days in a row.
He says, am I the only one who remembers that movie from the 80s where he played a fast food college drill sergeant? Yes, you're the only one who remembers. So. None of us know what you're talking about. Nobody knows what you're talking about. And no, nobody knows who Bill Stevenson is. So sorry, George. Don't ask. Listen, we have to take a break. We come back. We've got On This Date and Big Georgia sports history and some other random crap. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At A2 Luxury Real Estate, we don't believe in a buyer's list, and that's good for you.
Why? Because our priority is you, the seller, and we will never represent a buyer in your sale. Call now and get up to $10,000 off on your next real estate transaction. A2 Luxury Real Estate, 602-888-1433 or a2luxre.com, 602-888-1433 or a2luxre.com. Realty One Group.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable, even if your clients move to another state. The program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
What's so great? Wait a minute. David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Did we play Fish Tank song this hour? I don't think we did. Did we play?
Burn it, hell, Dodgers! Burn it, hell, Dodgers!
Ralph, I hate you. I can't wait to hear the extended cut of that. I feel like that's a banger.
The way that
right
just
there.
ends is kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it's a banger for sure. 888-368-1580. So I think we mentioned this in passing, or maybe it was off air, but we have Jamal Adams. Turns out he's not getting disciplined for his little outburst on Monday Night Football. I remember Jamal Adams got his bell rung and they were checking him for the concussion. And I guess he went off and said some choice things to the concussion doctor. And they were like, we're going to have to tell him off. Like, you can't do that. Oh, that's inappropriate. Blah, blah. Like, had anybody ever stopped to think maybe he was yelling at the guy because he had a concussion? Maybe that altered his moment.
Yeah.
And he apologized, Bunny. He says, listen, that's not a normal thing for me. I had a concussion. So, I don't know if he's just trying to cover up bad behavior with his concussion, which he legitimately had, or if it was because of his concussion that he legitimately had. But no, they've decided they're not going after him. But that was close. It was close that they were going to get after Jamal Adams for yelling at that guy.
That's a good thing.
Kept hearing that they were looking into it all week long, and I was just like, what is there to look into? Personality and mood changes are one of the key signs of a concussion. So if he's not the kind of person to just berate people that way and then all of a sudden he's doing it, that might be a sign that he is heavily concussed. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, some guys yell all the time though.
He's
So
not
you
that
can't-
guy, though.
You can't tell until somebody tells you.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have a concussion all the time.
You're not going to get away with it, Randy. You've not, because if you
Why do
were,
you guys want to pick on me? I mean, I have a
you
concussion.
weren't yelling at us all the time. So
I
that-
have a situation where I have a concussion.
you have a permacuss?
Yes, a permanent concussion. And you gave it to me, Jeffrey. You did.
Really? How
You
did I do
fiend.
that?
Every day?
You
or-
know what you did.
I don't.
Was your knee and my forehead? I don't want to. I don't want to go into details.
What's your head doing by his knee?
888-368-1580. Tickled. I got tickled. Listen, I'm ticklish. So why you got to bring things up, Randy? Listen.
Because I have a concussion.
No, you don't. No, you don't. How many fingers
you
do you
know?
see up? How many fingers do you see right now?
9.
One of the symptoms of
No.
a concussion is not recalling events prior to the hit or fall.
No, but
What?
I had 9 up. He's right. He doesn't have a
No.
concussion.
I had 14.
I had 14 fingers up. He's right.
No,
he
but
does
he-
not have a concussion.
he-
You cannot sue CRC Broadcasting for whatever the hell it is just happened.
He,
said
he
anything
accurately
about
remembered
suing.
how he got the concussion. How would he
I don't
remember?
remember anything.
Have we met?
Excuse me. What's your name?
By the way, I just want to share with you today's man of the day. At first, I felt good about it. Now I'm not sure I feel good about this. Let me explain why. So here's the headline. 5-year-old kid in Oregon broke world record by building a Hot Wheels track with 20 loops on it.
Oh, damn. That's the guy right there.
His dad helped, though. And he's 5.
Well, he's 5. Come on.
It's not like he has a job. And why not 21? Why not 30? I mean, feel like it's just you buy the kit and you put them together.
Here's the thing. He's 5 years old and he came up with this design in his little 5-year-old mind. Dad helped him, but really the idea was
like
his.
Oh yeah, just like every project we ever worked on, and we did these projects for our kids. And if they came back with a bad grade, we felt like ass. Yeah, because that was all our fault. It was all our project.
It's a bad design, first off.
I
don't. What, the Hot Wheels?
Yeah. Did the car get through 20 loops?
It did.
Yeah.
Through all of them.
He did them though on a decline off like down some bleachers.
Okay.
So it's like
as you should.
But I don't know. It's just not
That's your
really a
damn man of
5-year-old
the
that
day,
did
Rick.
that.
Oh, come on.
The 5-year-old did not buy these things. The 5-year-old did not even set these up by himself. The 5-year-old did not do any design. He would
All right.
not even know that the incline was necessary. The 5-year-old didn't put all these
I-
together on the
beg to
bleachers.
differ. I mean, hey, look, bottom line, who
I
was
can't
the
make
one,
this kid man of the day.
who was the one that warmed up all the cars before they went down the decline on the track and did all the, it was the
You know what?
5-year-old kid.
Can I tell you what
He
I saw
was
the
one-
5-year-old kid doing? Here, this is what I saw him doing. I'm not even kidding. Go watch the video. That's it. That's all he did. That's all he did.
So the dad did the whole thing.
The dad did the whole thing.
America's a
5.
darker
Of course, the
place
dad did
because
the
of
whole
this now.
thing.
How did he warm the cars up?
He played with them. He had to get them. He got to get wheels had to be optimized. He had to make sure they were nice and warm because he held them in his hands
You
and he
blow on 'em?
worked them. Oh yeah, he worked the cars over. Yeah,
I don't know if the kid can even
Got him
spell
warmed up.
optimized. He's 5.
he probably put them up there. Yeah, Dad probably operated the the trapdoor thing, the starter thing, the fence thing that drops and then they go.
You should go watch the video. I don't think this kid had anything to do with this. I'm not even kidding. Just I can't do it.
Did I mention I have a concussion?
I kind of want to give this guy man of the day, even though he was arrested.
Oh, jeez.
We've all heard of dining and dashing. This guy did it different. A 50-year-old man in Spain, he was dining and heart attacking. He'd go in, he'd have dinner, he'd fake a heart attack. And so you didn't have to pay the bill. And he did it like 20 different times. 20 times. He got away with it 20 times.
Did he get taken away by an ambulance every time?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The restaurants sort of came together. Like, you had this happen too? Oh yeah. They figured him out after 20 times. So a bunch of restaurants started passing his photo around. And so this time he came in, ordered some wine, and then he ordered some white label whiskey, and then he had some Russian salad. And he's like, ah! And they're like, no, this is you. No. So he's been caught and he was sentenced to 42 days in jail. He might be in more trouble, though, because these restaurants all got together with his picture. Well, first, his scams were considered minor crimes because the totals weren't a lot. But with all these restaurants coming together to file a joint complaint, now it's the number is bigger, and that could put him away for a couple of years. So, but getting away with it 20 times.
I can't help that. I like to go into these places and I like to have the fare that they bring. And I have a few, it's not really wine, Jeffrey. It's not really. It's different because we're in Spain. Sangria is what it is. It's not, the Frenchy French, they have the wine. We have the sangria,
Well,
And,
Sergio Garcia could just walk
yeah.
in wearing his jacket, supposedly,
Well,
and just get free food all the time.
Unfortunately, that's what I did. And of course, you can get my 8x10 glossies anywhere. I mean, they're online. I mean, you can get them anywhere, and people get my 8x10 glossies, and then they use them against me. And he said, this is not the first time this has happened to me, Jeffrey.
Well, so this is Sergio
You know,
Garcia.
over in the Abu Dhabi over there, because I was golfing over there, and they accused me of beating up a a sand trap. How the hell do you beat up a sand trap? I ask you. I mean, can you explain that to me? They won't let me golf over to Abu Dhabi because they say I abused their courses. It's ridiculous, man. Come on.
So Bruno Baller says, "What did you do, Sergio? Blow all the money you made by winning the Masters? Is that why you're faking heart attacks?"
Hey, listen, Jack. I don't blow anything. I get my stuff for free. It's obvious by this story. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
He's just cheap.
Well, enjoy jail. Happy Lefty says, if that kid was, hold on a second. I don't understand what that one means.
Gotta read this one.
No. Well, it started with, if the kid was Indian. I'm like, whoa, okay, hold on a second.
That's a hard pass for us.
This is one that can land in any number of very
I'll
bad
read,
places.
Most anything Hefty Lefty says, but I'm gonna need some clarity on that one. Against the spread says Keon, I got a quick update from the Illinois versus Nebraska game. Illinois looks like trash, and Bo Bilama is still pregnant with that baby calf in his stomach.
You mean Brett Bielema? And
I just read it.
Yeah, he's a very large guy. He went to the school of Mike McCarthy. What do you want from me on that front?
Are they playing already?
Yeah, it's I think it's one of the games tonight.
What's the score? If Illinois looks like trash, how bad is that?
Then I hope you bet on Nebraska and made yourself some money.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Berg says, "Afternoon, guys. I just met Eric Burns."
Nebraska's up 3-0. Okay.
Who's Eric Burns? At an indoor batting cage in Mesa.
Former outfielder of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
No, that's cool, Berg. I'm sure you got his autograph because Berg is a memorabilia guy. He's a collector. So
there's no way this kid built that. I just watched that video.
Yeah, right.
There's no way this kid.
And then you saw his little dance at the end.
Yeah, I mean, this kid doesn't know what day it is. There's no way.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, there are some genius 5-year-olds. It's just not him.
This isn't one of them.
Yeah.
This kid is going places. Not college, but places. Big George says, "Ralph, I know I give you a hard time for being a Dodgers, Lakers, USC, Seahawks, Rams, Chargers, Kings, Ducks, Bruins, Angels, or whatever team you're cheering for this month. But you're a good guy who just wants to help people get solar installed in their homes with Arizona's 352 days of sunshine."
He's doing a commercial for us.
I guess so. He just
That's
did.
a good commercial, George. Thanks.
Right there. Beer Bob says the Dick Butkus movie is the Kentucky Fried movie. Oh, I saw that a million years ago, but I don't remember.
I don't remember him in that movie.
Well, I don't remember most of the movie.
It's because everybody watched that movie high.
Called
I
Hamburger,
remember
the motion picture.
A shower door, a glass shower door comes to mind, but that's it. I think Arsenio Hall was in that too for a minute. That was a pretty funny scene.
In Kentucky Fried Movie?
Yeah, I think so. If we're talking about the same thing, is he like
that's like a 70s movie?
He's on somebody's calling asking for somebody and he says horrible things. Swave Dave says, "I caught a proposed trade notice right before I left work yesterday, but the game started before I got home. If I accepted D Moore in the trade, how quickly would it have been processed?" Well, I would have to have seen it and then I would have to accept it. I usually, if it's a fair trade, I'll do it pretty quick. But I have vetoed some trades because of possible collusion or appearances of collusion. But if it was a fair trade, I got to see it. So here's my advice. If you guys do a trade, also email me at blender@1580thefanatic.com. I don't always see the notifications because I'm logged into 3 different leagues at any different time. I'm not in that league. So if you want that trade to go through, an email on top of it would really be helpful for your chances of getting approved quicker, sooner than later. So that's the best I can give you on that. Because no, in my life, I have other things going on than checking on every single team to see every single trade. The veto thing is there. I generally am not going to veto trades unless it's something that seems a bit shady. And a lot of times I'm relying on people to say, hey, I got a shady trade going on over here in this league. So if I miss it, I miss it, guys. I mean, occasionally I have to, I don't know, have dinner, hang out with my wife, that sort of thing. So 888-368-1580. Do we have time for this, Big George? Did I have time for this?
Yeah, you got like a couple minutes.
All right, let's do it. It's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. God damn it, Moist One. Stop sending me that picture of Geraldo Rivera with no shirt on. Why do you keep sending me? That has nothing to do with anything that's been happening right now. He says, approve this. I'm about to block you. I'm about to and throw you out of Premier League. Sorry, restart the thing. Here we go. Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1933, umpire Charlie Moran ejected Heine Manouche from Game 4 of the Fall Classic after calling out the Washington Center outfielder at first base in a Washington's 2-1 extra inning loss to the New York Giants at Griffith Stadium. A heated exchange ensued, and Heine had to be restrained by manager Joe Cronin and eventually physically removed from the field. Well, here's the problem: is that Heine pulled. He had, I guess, the ump had a little bow tie. It was on an elastic band, so he just goes, "Oh yeah!" Grabs his bow tie, pulls it back, and snaps it right back into his throat. He's like, ah! Anyway, he got thrown out. So that was it.
Good move.
It's pretty funny.
I gotta move my thing. I'm tired of seeing shirtless towels. Yeah,
Got to move your thing. Is that what you said?
Not that thing.
Oh, sorry.
A picture of Geraldo Rivera nearly naked will never move anybody's thing.
Yeah. Well,
Boomer Sooner says, "Good luck tomorrow, Keon. Horns down."
Good luck
How
to
do
you as
follow
well.
that good luck with the horns
Well,
down?
no, it's just the typical stuff there.
Well,
Good
what
luck
do
to
you
you
say
as well.
to him? What insult?
I don't know. Try not to tip over the boomer schooner this year.
Yeah. Also, Oklahoma sucks. Just the state. I mean, really, just in general. Happy Lefty says, context is that many of the best children's spellers at the Scripps National Spelling Bee are Indian. You mean Hindi? Or, yeah, I don't know. I think we've lost the plot on this one. Everybody else, I couldn't read your test. It's probably for the best. We'll see you guys Monday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio.